Hello, people of Twitch, and welcome back to Swim or Sink 220. In fact, well, I say welcome back like you guys weren't here last week, probably. My name is Carney. I'm so happy to be here with my co-commentator. How are we doing tonight?
Hello, folks. It is your boy, Jolteon Jack, back on the mic. I took a little sabbatical because February wasn't fun, folks. But we're here with some fun matches tonight, namely starting off with Event Horizon versus the OSHA violation. Please tell me they're not watching the stream.
I would hope not. I would hope that OSHA is not watching this stream right now, because an OSHA violation, especially on this next stage we've got going for you guys, was honestly kind of funny. Honestly, kind of funny. We've got some really good sets for you guys coming up soon. But tonight is update night, so we might have to take a little bit of a break in between some of these games / sets, but we'll see when we'll cross the bridge when we get there. But like we were saying, Event Horizon versus OSHA violation. Our first map mode is going to be Splat Zones on Mako Mart. What are your thoughts about this, Jolteon?
It's a very fun. Please, Jolteon was my father. Call me Jack. Mako Zones is a classic map ever since the last game, and it is in this game, especially with the recent patch, buffing and changing a lot of different weapons. I think it's one of the most balanced maps in the game. I'm expecting to see, this is obviously a very good pencil map, but I also think with how things are changing in the meta recently, we might see a more aggressive comp featuring a stringer and a dynamo, or maybe even a E-leader here, because both of those weapon comps thrive very well on this map. It's very long and with great sidelines, and with Dynamo able to peek around the rubber barrier in the middle, as well as hit people up on ledges. It's very good at securing control of mid and then pushing into the opponent's base. This is a pretty back and forth map. It is possible to lock out the opponent, as on any map, though it's not as crazy as something as, say, like what's the lockout map in Splat Zones? Hold on, brain work.
Ooh. Haggle? Haggle's a pretty lockout heavy map in zones. I'd say like Ship Shape Cargo Zone.
Ship Shape is definitely nothing that you'll probably see tonight, folks, but for
Umami,
sure, like,
maybe?
Umami was probably what was coming to my mind. Is that is a very easy map to get locked out in if you do not know what you're doing. But I'm sure we won't see anything like that, because we got some top of the line teams right here. I'm only very familiar with Event Horizon. Yeah, this is about what I expected from them: a pro blaster, decapitator paired with the Dreadringer, and a very similar looking comp from OSHA violation. We do see the pen, which is to be expected, and we're just gonna get right into it here as both teams are heading straight for mid.
Absolutely, and I do want to point out that OSHA violation has decided to go with the custom blaster, so we might be seeing that triple ink strike in that zone to cap in mid to cap that zone area, which probably is the strat here for this team comp. We see OSHA violation is going to be taking the first lead, first cap here as they push forward towards Event Horizon's base. We see some really nice ledge play from Oguri Cap here on that blaster, with Waffle here in the bubble with that decap trying to get control back, and they do manage to do so.
Yeah, the double bubble right there, pensing whoever was in mid, so allowing them to get the bubble. Not only does, protect you from damage, but like, since the enemy can't paint it makes it very helpful for Splatoon. A quick nice little triple kill right there from the decap player. Wonderful use of mechanics, and that's just good skill right there. I have a hard time fighting decap, but that was like very great use of distancing right here. Taki using their crab and allowing their teammate to get in with that splashdown right there, able to secure 2 quick picks, forcing a bubble and securing another. And that Booyah Bomb's probably not going to be up as effective. That's a delayed wipe on the side of Event Horizon, and OSHA violation is already swiftly back in control. Both teams right now are just like playing for, not keeps, they're just playing for special. Right now we see a cooler come out. We have a It's Carney, take over.
Okay, so we did see that OSHA violation did pop their Sippies in that mid. They're looking to try and hold that zone from Event Horizon. Event Horizon does end up going 3 down in the moment now as OSHA violation pushing forward with that crab, trying to get Event Horizon to stay back away from them. We're heading towards that 20-point mark now. Event Horizon really has to get up and into the zone, and with a 3 down on OSHA violation, they do manage to take control of that zone, giving OSHA violation a 56 tick penalty, which is quite a lot of points to get through, especially if you're OSHA violation trying to retake a lead after Event Horizon might get that lead away from them, honestly.
Yeah, that Booyah Bomb right here probably just, I was expecting it to suppress the pencil right there, but actually quite smart of trying to keep the Slosher away from mid. Didn't do as much as it did. It seemed to just delay right now. That splashdown's going to get canceled right there by the Reef Slider. What I was trying to say earlier, folks, through my mumbling, but it just immediately gets painted over. But even with the buff Reef got with much more blast radius, it is very vulnerable, especially when there's only one person left in zone after its usage. So it needs to be coordinated with right now. They're already halfway through their penalty points here on OSHA violation, and Event Horizon right now needs to be working together. We see a bubble pop, allowing Taki to secure a kill right here. It's going to get shredded by those strikes, and they don't manage to take control. That blaster is just keeping the rest of Event Horizon in their base right now. They're staggering right now. That's 2 down on the side of Event Horizon. This Booyah Bomb is going out, but unless they can get a kill or get them in, it's not going to do much. They do manage to neutralize zone for just a moment, but it's down again for 1. Oh, I thought it was going to neutralize right there. It neutralizes afterwards.
It's always the after the countdown ticks over that the zone ends up neutralizing. Unfortunately for Event Horizon, OSHA violation was really able to have a solid control over mid during those last couple of minutes there that we saw. That blaster on Taiki Shuttle just doing a really good job of holding that zone area, doing some really nice ledge play, which means that OSHA violation is going to be taking this game under their belt as we move forward to Undertow Spillway Rainmaker, a very volatile map mode that I'm expecting to see a lot of carnage in.
Yeah, very much. Interesting. What I was trying to... what I was about to comment on was the feels bad feeling of when the zone neutralizes or flips after the time is up, because yes, it does suck. I found that funny because typically it's a feels bad because it flips as soon as the time ends up, and it doesn't, but you still lose the game. But right there, it was like a good 2 seconds after it said game, and I was like, well, that's just kind of funny is what it is. Funny is maybe not an emotion or a feeling that exists here on Undertow Spillway Rainmaker, because this is a very, very, oh god, how do you even describe it? It's a very,
it is only pain.
It is pain. It is painful. Not as much as I would argue the tower control is more painful, especially when you get through that second checkpoint. That stuff's not fun right here. But this also, depending on where you take Rainmaker, but most teams will take it up of their respective left side, trying to avoid the massive overhang and unpaintable ramp up to their opponent's base. But that area is just so narrow. It's such a kill zone. But also, controversially, if the carrying team of the Rainmaker kills the enemy team, then there's nothing stopping them from getting to the barrier right there, because this is that is immediate.
Yeah, absolutely. I've seen some really quick matches on this map mode specifically, and while I feel like we might have a little bit more of an even out match here, I wouldn't put it past OSHA violation to just take the KO for this set almost immediately. Now let's see if these teams have had any comp changes to sort of match up with the vibe here. We can see not really much has changed from Event Horizon, but I do want to point out that we have a jet in play here.
That we do have a jet in play right now. We also have the other Dreadringer, the crab one, this is a very, very good crab map. I often see it. I don't see this version of Dread as much after the recent buffs. I do see it a bit more often. It's very, very interesting weapon to use. That back is unfortunately going to negate any damage that crab would do, so that's just you need to back up right there, my friend. They do manage to outlast it and secure the thing. The quick little backstab right there from the Decapitator. Waffle looking to try to get another kill. That bubble unfortunately not coming out to save them before they could kill the person in on jump. Rats right here just looking to maintain area. Unfortunately gets shot down by the team work right there at Event Horizon. At first it looked like OSHA Violation would be the first ones to get points right here, but it was actually Event Horizon. They picked up Rainmaker and they're making solid headway to the checkpoint right now. All of OSHA Violations on the right and not able to really do much. They make it down to 65 points. That's not bad for an initial push.
Absolutely not. And with 3 down, the ball is now in OSHA Violations court as they leave that Rainmaker out to dry next to that checkpoint, preventing Event Horizon from getting any further points up until that Rainmaker reset. Now it's an absolute bloodbath in mid here as we move forward. OSHA Violation does end up getting 2 down, but the 2 remaining do have their specials in the back pocket ready to get something going. We can see here Taiki Shuttle just doing a really good job of staying alive, and that is the name of the game when you are playing in that neutral. Now, I know I said that we had a jet in the mix, but I do want to point out that it is indeed a V-jet, which is where that Inkvac is coming from. Now, unfortunately, that Booyah Bomb does end up taking out that Rainmaker before we're able to get it towards that checkpoint area, but it feels like both of these teams have been having kind of a hard time getting that Rainmaker out of mid, except for that one time where Event Horizon could not pop that checkpoint.
Yeah, I mean, most of the time when I see somebody pick up Rainmaker in this, they get check almost immediately. So seeing both of these teams just fighting out in mid right now is very interesting. OSHA Violation does have the slight range advantage thanks to that Jet Sculpture right now, and the utility of the buffed vac is very helpful, but right now they are just sort of like pinned back. Once again, Event Horizon has the Rainmaker and they're just hanging out in mid. They're more than willing to play it safe. They have a bubble set up right here. The second bubble coming out along with a crab is going to allow them for sure to be able to secure that checkpoint. The strike's coming out a little bit too late. It does disperse the members, putting their blaster a bit far ahead and forcing the rest of the team to scatter and leave them for dead. That Splashdown unfortunately not able to get a kill, but able to secure one a bit after. But it seems that actually OSHA Violation was the one to lose members in that confrontation right now, because Event Horizon hasn't even really budged. And hopefully they're going to get that Rainmaker before it resets. They can't. Oh, yes, they do.
They do, in fact, get that Rainmaker before that resets as that Booyah Bomb is thrown out into that corridor area. Now we can see that Rainmaker on the Dreadringer trying to get into that podium, not really able to get out of that corner, but they are down to 15 points till a KO. Event Horizon does end up going 3 down, but we can see here that we have Velvet just hanging out in their base before they do end up going down. OSHA Violation has the Rainmaker under their control on that jet yet again, but that jet looks like it's going to be trying to go alone into that left side area, which is not good, especially if you're the Rainmaker holder. I really want to see OSHA Violation back up that jet there and have the members of their team just get picks in front of the Rainmaker, so that way that poor jet doesn't fall to 5 million bomb spam.
And 5 million bomb stand, including a much bigger one in the form of that Booyah Bomb. Right now, OSHA Violation just feels very disconnected from their team, mainly in the form of their positioning. They are just always on the wrong side of the map that they need to be on. They are eventually able to catch up with Event Horizon, but it's not after they make massive headway in points, get the checkpoint, or like separate and then kill their leading member of their team right here. They are now a bit more together, and with that vac and the lovely strikes right there, they are going to make it to the checkpoint. They do seem to get it before the Rainmaker burst right here. They did lose 2 members in the process, and with only 40 seconds left, they need to hold the line right here. They can't afford for Event Horizon to get any like very necessary picks and force the Rainmaker into a reset position. They might go for it right here. Looks like they're not trying to sacrifice one of their team members, since OSHA Violation does have control of mid. Oh no, they're doing something diabolical, Carney. No.
They're doing the funny thing right back into the base. They knew that they were going to win that Rainmaker game, and Velvet just taking a run for it. 10 seconds left on the clock. They're doing a victory lap at this point with the Rainmaker at their back. It is just completely
Why'd you kill him? You could have just let him fall. Why'd you do it? No, the biggest fumble I've seen in centuries.
Oh, dude! You hate to just fall off the map last second with the Rainmaker, but unfortunately, OSHA Violation was not in the spot to grab it at the last possible second and kind of punish Event Horizon for that slip-up. But Event Horizon does take the game. We are now tied heading into that Game 3. So I'm very, very excited to see what this Game 3 has for us to offer. But, like, honestly, what an incredible game for Event Horizon. They were able to push it up into that checkpoint several times, pop the checkpoint, and then against all odds grab the Rainmaker last second and move it to that 15-point mark before their goal was reached. Wow.
We did just see the instant replay. So Carney, I think it needs to be stated. What was about to happen was, unfortunately, Velvet's positioning was just a little off of where they were very much in a position that the Tri-Slosher could still hit them, but we're trying to take them out. And the knockback that the Rainmaker does, because when you do any form of shot with the Rainmaker, it pushes you backwards. So what was happening there is that Velvet actually knocked themselves off of the map, which in any other situation would mean the Rainmaker would reset. And because if a Rainmaker resets at the end of the game, it goes into overtime because the team is not holding the Rainmaker. So it was actually possible that OSHA Violation could have potentially grabbed the Rainmaker and made a comeback since they had more control of mid. However, unfortunately, their Tri-Slosher killed the Rainmaker before it reset. So it stayed up there. So we have to leave the tragedy in the past right now. We can analyze it later, as right now we see both teams in their comps similar to the first game, sticking with the Crab Dreadringer right here as we head into Hagglefish zones? Question mark? Zones? Tower? To zones. It's zones. Sorry, folks, I'm still a little hung up on the Rainmaker. Right now, it's zones. We see early Crab coming out right here. Taki Shuttle trying to get any type of pick right now, forcing the members of Event Horizon off to the side and forcing the jump out. Very smart right there from that member of Event Horizon, knowing that Crab could very much hit them around. And they're countering with their own Crab right now. I'm just trying to see how quickly they can take this zone or if they can hold it right now. Unfortunately, with that blaster down, they do still manage to do so.
Yeah, and I do want to point out that Event Horizon is running that double bubble trouble here, as we have two members of Event Horizon two of them have a bubble in their pockets ready to be popped out at any possible second here. OSHA Violation, I do want to point out, switch from the Jet to that Pencil, so the Sippies are still going to be in play here as we are moving forward. We see Oguri Cap with that excellent ledge play, as we saw in that first game, and they are already starting to tick those points down past Event Horizons. They're getting a little bit too close to that lead switch for Event Horizons' comfort here. We see those tri-strikes coming out as they do end up losing that lead. The Booyah Bomb does go out, but it is not enough to be able to neutralize that zone. But with two down on either side, Waffle from behind here on that Decapitator is just doing the lion's share of getting that zone underneath their control. What a play!
What is a Crab to a Waffle Iron right here, as we see Waffle managing to secure another kill and allow Event Horizon to retake control right there. I very much like that push. Waffle noticed that members of Event Horizon were very far back. The Slosher building up special for their Ink Strikes was just very far back and not pushing or poking anybody on Legend. This is a very poke favoring map right now. Oh my god, that Crab got shredded. But it was just very easy for Waffle to go around the side and take out the Crab and then scatter the rest of OSHA Violation. They have now managed to recover and regain control of the zone, but not before Event Horizon can take lead right here. They are counting down through their penalty points though, and it's possible they might take lead here as there's still over 2.5 minutes left on the clock.
Yeah, ooh, a stick direct from Oguri Cap onto Galaxy, as we can see that Crab on top of the glass looking to try and get back control. It is just an absolute bloodbath in mid here, as we are looking at 2 minutes and 30 seconds left until the match is over now. OSHA Violation once again in control, and they lead swap yet again, taking care of Event Horizon and just trying to move forward. Really bullying Waffle over there, as we can see a Booyah Bomb incoming into mid. once again, not really enough to neutralize it as that auto bomb was thrown a little bit too late. We're going down into the single digits now as we can see that Event Horizon does end up capping that zone, giving OSHA Violation a 62 tick penalty to work with. Event Horizon is not backing down that easily as we can see that crab going forward, trying to control space in mid. Galaxy getting a really good direct onto Rats here as Oguri cap from behind, trying to get any sort of pick that they can as OSHA Violation's crab is on glass now, threatening that mid with those triple strikes combo. They do end up neutralizing that zone.
Oh no!
Ooh.
Oh no! They did not kill that blaster before pushing up right there. The blaster was able to sneak around, deal with the pen, force it to retreat or kill it, and then came around and killed the one member of OSHA Violation and forced them back. It's counting down to just 10 points left right here. OSHA Violation has to get in. They have a bubble already. They have to get in right now, but unfortunately they aren't able to do it. And even though it's the same heartbreak, Carney, but this time it wasn't even the pity of the zone switching 2 seconds after the end of the game. Event Horizon redeeming themselves and taking this game for their own 2-1. What a wonderful first set that was.
Absolutely. Event Horizon reverse sweeping that set with a really nice win on Hagglefish zones. Now let's see that replay here. That last couple of seconds, we see Velvet just being able to charge and hold that booyah, tossing it in. As we can see now, we're moving into the single digits on Event Horizon as the rest of the members of OSHA Violation move forward, trying to neutralize the zone. But like you said, same heartbreak, too little, too late. The timer ticked down before the zone could neutralize, meaning that our Event Horizon ends up winning this first set.
Sorry, water. Hydrate, folks. It's important.
Fair enough.
It's important in these trying times, especially with the water shortage. That's apparently a thing. Lovely. There ain't no water shortage in Splatoon, though, so we are, once again, congrats to both of the teams right there. Looking at our spreadsheet right here, we're just seeing who is going at it. SOS Villains right here, as their name suggests. Potential name for the record books. You know, they're a very high seed coming into this. Are they number 1 seed coming into the tournament?
Yes,
they are.
Number 1.
Ooh, I have not had the pleasure of commentating for them yet, but I'm looking forward to seeing what destruction they might bring.
Absolutely. And speaking of next games, our next match is ready. That is right. We are going into round 2 of our groups with some very familiar names on the group stage. We've got WIT CHECK versus Los Inklings. Hammy, my buddy, if you're watching this back tomorrow or like any other time that you're looking at this, heart hands. You can't see it from behind the screen, but I'm making like little heart hands at you.
Why is there just a blank space? There's a blank space on WIT CHECK, and I know that's not a mistake on our spot, folks. There is just a player on WIT CHECK that is just. That's their name. That's the name. It's just.
I think that is, if I'm seeing their in-game name correctly, that is FD Coma, is the blank spot.
You are correct. I just think it's very funny that their name is just nothingness. It's just a very funny, very funny visuals. This is something that I doubt will show up in the actual game. But what will show up in the actual game, I segue like a pro, ladies and gentlemen, and squids of all genders, is Mahi Mahi Resort Zones right here. I mean, since the beginning of Splatoon, we've been playing on this map. It is a rite of passage, some would say. Whether you hate it or like it is a different story.
So Jack, I don't know if you know this about me, and I say this every single time that this map mode comes up, but as people who follow me know what I'm about to say, Mahi Mahi Zones is my favorite map mode of all time.
Oh, I'm so glad I set that up well. I'm so good at my job.
Mahi Mahi Zones is my favorite map mode of all time, and I really like the way it plays out, and I'm more so even going to like the way it plays out commentating for these next 2 teams here. It's just going to be a good time. We've got Mahi Zones, followed by Clamblet Scorch Gorge, followed by Umami Zones at the very end there. So not really like a lockout sandwich, dare I say, but...
No, Mahi can be a bit of a lockout, but when by the very nature of Mahi as a map that changes as soon as the timer of either the match time itself or the points trickle down to half, the map just changes. It is a very, very hard map to get locked out on. It's very possible, mind you. Every single map in Splatoon, if your enemy team is just good enough, they can lock you out, and vice versa. But on a map like Mahi, it is much harder to do than, say, on Umami, as we were mentioning earlier. Mahi itself, as I mentioned, is a map that changes about halfway through the match, allowing for more painted surfaces, allowing for more flank routes, more just entrance options for either team. It's a very, very dynamic map because of this. There's some very good spots for flanks, as I mentioned. There's some very, very good utility for a lot of sub-weapons that may not see as much play, such as Sprinkler or Mist on this map, just due to the nature of the terrain. It's a very, very fun map. It's not my beloved Reef. Please bring it back, Nintendo, I swear. But it's very fun.
Absolutely. And, I'm excited to see what these teams are going to be, bringing out for these maps. I'm expecting to see, I'm expecting to see Hammy on the bow. That's just a given. And we're gonna be seeing the Hammy Flux. Nintendo should make a Reflux just for Hammy. just for Hammy.
It already has 3 versions, but the first Splatoon weapon, aside from the splatter shot having the order and the octo shot, those are technically different weapons, but yeah. Looking out, that is a Splatling player right there on WIT CHECK. Storm is seemingly a very, very heavy Splatling player, and I say that because they play heavy Splatling and not just edit. The Blank person, also known as Coma, seems to be a Stamper player. Bungie appears to be another Slayer player, mixing matching stuff, as well as Zen being a support Slayer. So just a very aggressive get-in-your-face comp, which, those are always fun comps in Splatoon. You don't need an anchor if everybody else is sunk to the bottom of the sea with you.
You don't need an anchor if everybody else is dead.
Yeah.
You can just, with a hyper-aggressive comp, there are specific instances where you want to have, an anchor or, a good, solid person who can just, dole out sippies whenever you want, but, a hyper-aggressive comp can really, really get you to high places, especially in, the low to mid-level scene.
Yeah, no, very much so. The thing is, with Splatoon specifically, it very much favors aggression, because say there's an instance of something that very rarely happens, but a double wipeout or a situation similar to where both teams are very much down to say 1 or 2 members. It's much harder to get back in the game, because Splatoon is the only game mode where stuff will keep counting down even if the enemy isn't on the objective. It's not something like Rainmaker or Clam Blitz or Tower Control where you have to physically push the objective forward in one way or another. If you have control of the zone and the spot zones, it will just keep going down. The only way to negate that is by taking it for yourself. Mm-hmm. So it does favor hard aggression in that way. Not favor, but very much it does reward aggression in that way.
Yeah, I absolutely agree with you there, and I'm excited to see what these two teams have to offer, in the case, that something like that does end up happening. I know that both teams have some really hyper-aggressive players, and I know that both teams have some pretty good ink coverage within their weapon comps, and now let's see what exactly everybody is going to be bringing to the table here. We can see we've got a ballpoint
and a 96 scout.
Wow.
What a very, very interesting team comp right here from WIT CHECK. I like this a lot. I always love in Splatoon when players choose a weapon not like in the sense of it being like bad. Oh my god, already a double kill on the side. 3 down already on the side of Los Inklings. They're not even letting me examine how amazing I like their team comp because they already killed all the enemy team. Just like that. They're down 3 as well, but already down 10 points. What I was trying to say about WIT check before they vibe checked Los Inklings was the fact that their team comp works out right there. As we saw, the ballpoint is a very...
but WIT check just in an absolute, grip on zone here, already going down to into that zone at all. Another 3 down on their side, and
I mean, Splatoon's a fast-paced game, but like Jesus, you know, got ambushed by how insane they were, but they just did a very good job of. Great, but what really allowed them to do that was they were able to stagger the kills on Los Inklings. You either as the offensive force killing people or as the defense killing people in a way where they are spawning at different rates. And now Los Inklings a very good team. Staggering is a thing that can affect anybody, but if you get even with a very solid comp that and team that Los Inklings. Slug was cracking in middle and their entire team. They're them unfortunately getting snowballed out of this match.
On that first match like that, as we are moving forward into Scorch, I honestly don't know, because Scorch Gorge is such a fickle map to play on, especially on this map, and I'm really hoping that Los Inklings is able to break through their on the board, you know? And I feel that they have on their side might be because of how Clam Blitz works. I'm probably going to be able to get a lot more clams in there. WIT check and their absolutely aggressive comp, and this of the Vol Point and 96 gal.
If there is a 96, especially with the new we are round 2, folks, and I'm already person. And what is this team right now? Hammy is sticking to it. Calm down.
It'd be like that. It'd be like that.
It'd be like that. That they killed Los Inklings too quickly, so we couldn't talk about that. Connected, so you and I would have more time to discuss things. I think that's what's happening, and totally not just Nintendo Wi-Fi screwing everybody over.
See, this is our game. We're going to do this our way, or you're gonna take it to the highway. And unfortunately, Los Inklings is going to be a little bit sore from this specific set, I'd say, because that was just. You don't really see a lot of 100-0 knockouts in Clam Blitz on the first push, and especially not so on Scorch Gorge. But like I said, Scorch Gorge is a really fickle map to play on, so if it was any specific map, then yeah, my bets would be on Scorch Gorge.
Yeah, I suppose you're right in that regard. Scorch is a map that's very easy to get held back in base on. Not as much with Clam Blitz, I feel, is where it is worse, but it's not like if you get pushback, it's a different type of pushback, because if you're pushback in Scorch on clams, you're just getting back to where the basket is. If you're getting pushback on Rainmaker, you're not leaving your spawn. It's two different types of push back right here. We do see right now with WIT check currently undefeated in their bracket, which is very, very impressive. Los Inklings unfortunately lost both of their matches, so if they want to have a chance of making it into Great White Bracket, they're going to have to really put their game face on and take it around. Looking at the other teams, Yoche and Fake right here are also unfortunately losing both of their games. Soyjack Squids winning both of theirs with a 2-0 and a 2-1 respectively. We're seeing some promise from all the teams tonight.
Absolutely. I'm really excited to see how this specific group plays out, especially with the fact that not only has WIT CHECK been undefeated, but Soyjack Squids is close behind there with 4 games won and 1 game lost off their record here. But after that, we are going to be going into our 3rd round of the groups. Now, let's see what the pools have to offer for us. We've got Sea Lanterns versus JERMAVENUS.
Is that how you say it? Yep, that's how you say that. Well, Batman's Tinder account.
Batman's Tinder account.
Tinder.
What a name. Honestly?
Indeed.
Pop off.
Indeed.
We can see let's take a look at the Sea Lanterns because I do want to point out that one of the members of Sea Lanterns plays the Twinkles Splat Dualies. Now, as a Splat Dualies enthusiast,
yes, our favorite dualies, the Twinks.
The Twink Splat Dualies.
Don't let Batman's Tinder account find out that we played the Twink. My parents are watching this. Continue on. Very good weapon. We use it a lot in my team comps, actually, for my team.
Fair enough. I'm more of a V dualies and parries guy myself, but I don't know if you know this about me, Jack. And I promise Twitch chat that I'm yapping for a reason here. And it's to fill time because game's down for the update right now. Splatoon 3 is updating, so let's yap a little bit. I'm down to yap if you're down to yap.
Is it already down? I thought it said it was down at like 9. Oh, well, you're correct here, folks.
They decided to do it early. Now, I don't know if you know this about me, Jack, but I'm also not 79 main, so a not in the dualies main in your presence. Now, I want to keep looking at Sea Lantern's team comp here. We see that like I pointed out, Party Squid, Rattler Mini, Zimmy, my bad. Prozen and the Twinkles Splat Dualies, Osprey with like every charger known to man, but mainly like E-Liter Scope and Pencil. We see that they have Flingza main. Their team captain Temp is actually a Flingza main, which you honestly don't really see a lot of in competitive Splatoon nowadays. So I'm really excited to see if we get to see some Flingza gameplay during the group, if we can see that. Doctor here, their front line is a Order Shot custom range and S-Blast 91 main. So there's that. I have a lot of things to say about Range Blaster mains. Anyways, y'all are like...
I'll save the Range Blaster mains in chat from it for just a moment, just by pointing to the insanity of JERMAVENUS right here. I just want people to preface this. Batman's Tinder account, at first you look at it and see, they play Shot, they play heavy Splatling and heavy edit Splatling. That's a fairly normal there. Another Bamboozler player. We might get 2 Bamboozler players on stream tonight, Carney.
Not even just like vanilla Bamboozler. That's Bamboozler 14 Mark II.
I don't even know what that weapon has. I know what every weapon in this game has. Wait, I don't know what that weapon has.
Is that the vanilla Bamboozler, or is that a different Bamboozler?
That's the alternate one. That is not V Bamboo, I'm pretty sure.
Oh my gosh, we've got the update history. We've got patch notes. Patch notes. Bamboo is getting a strafe update.
Oh wait, that's why people are playing it tonight. That's just funny. That's just funny right here. Looking at stuff. No. Okay. Wait. Okay. We'll go down the list of stuff. You see.
Let's look at the patch notes.
Yeah, Carney, friend. If let me speak on whatever the one in the last thing of weapon change details is for personal reasons.
I know what you are.
Yeah, sure. Anyway, starting with Splattershot Nova, increased spread shot by approximately 25% without changing its flight distance. I'm not that familiar with Nova, so I feel like this would, just by reading it, I feel like this will help with its general paint scheme, as well as maybe some potential fighting.
Yeah, and looking back on the next one here, we've got adjustments to the Flingza and the foil Flingza. Adjusted the damage fall-off rate based on distance for vertical swings, allowing them to deal 50/100 damage farther than they did before. Oh my god, the vertical flicks are going to be popping off with the Flingzas.
Very, very much. I mean, it is the vertical flick weapon, which I have thoughts about. Not Flingza itself. Flingza is a fine weapon. I think its gimmick is actually quite good. It pertains to my weapon, which we'll get to momentarily. But let's check out the 5 million Octobrush variants. And it's 4. It's not as bad as shot. Reduced amount of ink consumed when swinging brush by approximately 10%. Oh my god, Ashland's gonna never run out of ink. That's my former teammate friends. They're annoying. I love them with my whole heart. I can't ever kill them. So that's just gonna be very seemingly not as a major buff for Octobrush, but any reduction of ink consumption is nice.
Absolutely. And for all of my Bloblobber mains out there,
let's go.
Specifically speaking with my buddy Pax in mind, for all of my Bloblobber mains out there, we do have an increased damage of Bloblobber from 30 to 32, which is honestly kind of huge considering the fact that Bloblobber's kind of volatile.
Yeah, Bloblobber needed a buff, sure. My bias has never shown this heavily before, chat. I swear. I have no disrespect for the people that play weapons. I just don't like the bathtub. It is not a fun weapon to fight against, in my opinion, as the Dynamo player who can barely move. Speaking of moving, but actually moving quite a lot, Dowser Dualies right here, both of its variants reduce time between doing a dodge roll and being able to take another action by approximately 1/30th of a second.
Oh,
okay,
man.
At first I was going to be like, oh, that's actually pretty cool. And then I saw that it was 1/30th of a second. Now, I'm sure the Dowser players will be able to, do some crack stuff out of their minds. But for most players, this is probably not going to be that big of a change at all.
Yeah, I mean, it's a big enough change.
Very much so. That split second in Splatoon, that type of split second can very much mean the difference between life or death, like a successful team fight or a loss. But it is something that is very, very, very specific. Yeah, and okay. Hot take, but who even is playing Dowser Dualies right now? I don't think I've ever run into a single Dowser Dualies main in my life. If y'all are out there, make some noise, because I'm kind of scared of you, low key. If you can main that weapon and be good at it, honestly, pop off. So all of our Tentabrella mains out there, we're going to be salute to you.
I'm not a Tentabrella main, but to all of our Tentabrella buddies out there, you're going to have reduced ink consumption from launching the canopy by approximately 23%, which is huge. Mm-hmm.
Now that is actually that's an insane amount of ink decrease. Tentabrella is a very, very difficult weapon to play, and this will just help it not be as ink it'll definitely help its ink efficiency a lot, because that canopy takes up so much ink. Is it going to be annoying for me? Yes. Speaking of annoyances for me, lessen for Dynamo Roller and all of its variants, the lessened effect of ink consumption reduction when equipping the Ink Saver main ability. Essentially, what this means is that Ink Saver main is going to be as effective as Dynamo. With the recent changes, they made Dynamo like its Splatoon 1 counterpart, just more volatile, as in instead of having 5 or 6 swings before you run out of ink without Ink Saver, you have 4. So when that change happened, when that change happened, a lot of people switched up their Dynamo builds and actually started using the weapon. Thank God. I was so happy. But they very much leaned into like very heavy Inksaver main builds to, you know, try to like get as many swings as possible. Pre-patch, I was able to get something like pre the buff of Dynamo, I was able to get about 8 swings in before having to recover ink. After the patch, it was about 7, and that was inconsistent with what my build was. This might mean I only have 5 swings. Like this is a pretty big nerf to Dynamo. They very much Nintendo, but not in a bad way. It's something that the Dynamo players will have to contend with. I am being a drama queen about it because it's my baby, and my baby finally had a chance in the spotlight, and then they immediately tried to drag it back down. In the long run, this might hurt Dynamo a little bit, but I don't think it's actually going to slow it down much at all.
Yeah, and I do want to point out we do have a single nerf to our special weapons. All of our Ultra Stamp fans out there, they are going to be nerfing the radius of the damage area of the explosion at the point of impact when throwing the stamp by 10%. So that shockwave is going to be just a little bit smaller, so maybe not so many sick as hell stamp throw kills on stream, but probably I'd say we've gotten enough practice with the really big radius to where it's probably not going to change that much. It'll just make it a little bit more annoying.
Just a few less Twitch clips, just a few less. It's fine. It'll make this will be more healthy for the game overall, because I will admit the blast radius is very deceiving on throw. Moving to stuff that is maybe not as deceiving, we have points for special weapons have been changed. For the splatter shot, hero shot, and order shot, the amount of points that they need is reduced by 10, so they are now at 200 point Zuka. That feels I feel it's okay. Zuka is a lot, and shot I feel already got enough of them, so this is just going to be shot galore. This is just going to be Zook galore. Sploosh-o-matic and Splash-o-matic, though, however, got a 10-point increase to both of their specials, and Sploosh having also the Ultra Stamp nerf, that's really going to hurt Sploosh in the long run of this game, I feel.
Absolutely. For the Neo Blaster and or for the Luna Neo and Blaster and Sea Blaster mains, your points are going to be increasing from 180 to 190 to get your special up after that. Not a huge change. Not a huge change, but like you said, that stamp nerf is gonna hurt a little bit for the Luna Neo. I believe it's the Luna Neo that has the stamp, isn't it?
Yes, it is. I do believe so, indeed. Both Blaster and Custom Blaster will have their points increased, along with Rapid Blaster Deco. They very much thought, it seems, that like blasters were just getting their specials a bit too much, which given probably attributes to that is the new aura system with the ink that spreads when you get multiple kills. Blasters are very much able to utilize that if a blaster player is very aggressive and gets a lot of kills. It just helps with painting their feet and their movement. So I can definitely see why you might need to adjust how many points. I'm sad. No, my boy got hit again. V Dynamo Roller, 200 point cooler instead of 190. Relatively, that probably actually isn't as big of a thing. I doubt that'll actually change it because that much. It just will. That much. How it worked originally, because I did the math. On completely unpainted surfaces, assuming you're getting the max amount of paint possible, it takes 5 swings to get 5. When I say swings, 5 H flicks to get a cooler with the buffed Dynamo. This will probably more so play a part once the game, the game actually gets going into the heat of things, when you're when paint becomes much more specific and stuff. So it will probably slow down Dynamo's cooler output a bit. That really sucks.
We do have a couple more special weapon point increases. Ink Brush Nouveau is going to be increasing from 180 to 190.
They really hit all the stamp weapons.
They really did. They really did hit all of the stamp weapons. Rest in peace, stamps. Sorry about that, you guys. Heavy Splatling and Order Splatling replica special weapons going to be changed from 200 to 210. And unfortunately, as a dualies main, not only are the Dapple dualies, the V Dapples specifically, being increased from 170 to 180, but my babies, the Splat dualies and the Order dually replicas, are going to have to contend with a 200-point crab, which is unfortunate because I liked my 190-point crab.
Badness. You have to have the same thing as a dynamo roller. How sad is that?
I know. How messed up is that? How messed up and evil is that?
Justice is never far in this world. Those are all the changes to weapons. There are some changes to X-rank battles. We want to cover those? They're gonna be fun.
I can just like lightning round through changes to X battles. So they basically, TLDR, they changed the system for matchmaking. Rather than having players with a similar X power at that time battle each other, now players whose final X power will become similar will be paired for battles. Matchmaking in team divisions got changed to make it less likely to result in skill disparity between teams, even in separate time zones and regions where there are not that many players. In the Tentatech division, players with X power less than 2,000 and players with X power of 2,000 or higher may now be matched together, and they also change the matchmaking system to allow battles against more different weapons than before. This whole update, it seems like they are focused on making changes to matchmaking and multiplayer balance, which I feel like for our X Battle players is a welcome change, honestly.
Yeah. I mean, this patch notes, it's very easy to see like a lot of like the seemingly, there are quite a few buffs, like some very, very strong buffs. The buff to 10 is like insane in my opinion. I think that's going to shake up things a lot, but there do seem to be a lot of nerfs. However, after they introduced such a big change last patch, with the the massive changes to a lot of weapons, the changes in hitbox, the additions of aura, this just seems a little adjustments in response to that. This will just probably just make the game just overall just a bit healthier with these new changes, and I do feel like after a bit of adjustment period, people will see that. I will still complain about any changes to Dynamo because I had to suffer through 2 games of that weapon getting so mistreated and anything, and then they finally give me a little crumb, a little taste of my glory, and then they try to take it away from me again.
You're truly like one of the Dynamo names of all time, Jack, because I don't think I can name like another Dynamo name off of like the top of my head that is as committed to the bit as you are. And honestly,
love this weapon.
More power to you for it, because again, I tried many different weapons in my first baby go round of playing Splatoon 3. Dynamo was one of them, and that quickly switched to Carbon, and you'll never guess why. Here's a spoiler. It's because I like going fast.
Yeah, I was about to say, I think you just have zoomies.
I do.
No. I can understand that. I can understand anybody looking at base Splatoon 3 Dynamo, aside from like the fact that it had cooler, and being like, nah. and I can understand. The hitbox was so inconsistent, and I need to have a soapbox moment here. And we're not. I'm not holding up any game. I'm allowed. I apologize, Twitch chat, but not really. You get to hear me rant as somebody who's been in this community for a bit, but not only really just found my footing. V-Flick on Dynamo is useless. This is not a new opinion that I am stating right here. It's not. It's useless. Because already with base edition Dynamo in Splatoon 2 and 3, their hitbox was so inconsistent, especially in 3, because in 3 it actually paints. Its paint is not what it seems to be. It painted less than what it seems, because the animation itself, like the paint that flings, is not all of the paint that ends up on the ground. Like some of the paint in the fling does not end up on the ground. It was like a very weird animation thing. H-Flick was inconsistent because of that. V-Flick just never is a worthy option. It's slower than H-Flick, meaning you're even more vulnerable than you were. It does no damage whatsoever, and it's so easy to do on accident on Dynamo specifically because rollers rely a lot on jump shots in order to get as much range as possible. Dynamo is very much in that case because it needs to. Its job has always been to poke over ledges and paint as much as possible, and the H-Flick the V-Flick just loses it to every other roller V-Flick there is, to the point where I think they should just delete it from the game. I think they should just make Dynamo H-Flick only. That would make it like have its own niche again, and it would get rid of the worst move in the game, which is Dynamo V-Flick. Anyways, I'll step down for myself. Thank you for listening. Have a nice day.
Whoa, we got some really hot takes from you, Jack. But like, honestly, I don't know enough about rollers to put my 2 cents in to like actually give you like my humble opinion. But since you're the Dynamo man, I assume that your opinion is correct no matter what about Dynamo.
I appreciate that.
Honestly, pop off, King.
Thank you. I appreciate it, King.
I'm really sad about the crab. The crab. They took away 10 points of my crab, and now I have to paint 10 points more in order to get my crab up on splat.
It's so sad.
I know.
It's so hard for you to paint 10 more points as a weapon that doesn't have 5 seconds in between each attack. It's so hard for you.
It's so hard for me. It's so unfair. Splat dualies are so what is the word I'm looking for? I'm trying to make like a joke because splat dualies are like one of the most like non-niche like weapons in the game. Now if they like, I hope to God they don't touch the Nautilus 79, the gold knot, because I've just been kind of like obsessed with gold knot because it's like if you gave the Nautilus a kit for dualies.
Yeah,
it's like
that's
basically
accurate,
the end parry. Okay, you guys have to hear me out on this one. Gold knot is the end parries of Splatlings.
You're correct about that. I agree. I'm
glad I'm not crazy.
No, you're correct about that. Here's the thing. I played Knot a lot in Splatoon 2. I quite liked Knot. I thought Knot was a very fun weapon. I even tried it out a little bit in Splatoon 3. It is a very fun weapon. I was also, in Splatoon 2, I played Dynamo. I was a Dynamo main. But I also played Vanilla Shot, specifically Hero Shot. Here's the thing. Despite the fact that it's not Splatter Shot itself, but Splashdown. Splashdown in Splatoon 2 sucked so much. It was so bad. And I lived for that special because I thought it was the coolest special in the game. It wasn't my favorite special like that. I think Bubble Blower is my favorite special. Bring it back, Nintendo, please. But Splashdown was please. Splashdown is like there was like Splashdown gave me in Splatoon 2 gave me a high like no other special weapon. So when I get to Splatoon, I finally get Splatoon 3. I didn't have it in the initial year that it came out, but so I knew nothing about the game because senior year of high school really kicked my butt. I get the game. I'm so excited. I know obviously they change around stuff, so Vanilla Shot has Zuka. That's fine. There's no Splashdown shot. In fact, all of the weapons that have Splashdown, the much improved version of Splashdown, none of them are weapons I play. They're all gone. All of the weapons that I played that had Splashdown are gone. And when they announced a third version, when they announced a third version of Shot, I was so happy, and they gave it Kraken.
Yeah, I don't know why they gave it Kraken. Like, you
could have redeemed the Splatoon 1 base Shot by giving it Splashdown. Why does it have Kraken? It's a good weapon.
You know what's so messed up?
Like Shot, but
you know what's so messed up?
You took my baby from me, Nintendo, twice.
Okay,
you took it from me.
There's the oh my god, I think it's an E-liter that has Kraken. Is that like one of the I can't remember. Is it Sea
Yes, no,
Leader that has Kraken?
Yes,
How
yeah.
like absolutely diabolical is it that they gave the E-Leader Kraken?
I believe that was the same in Splatoon 1 as well. That it also had Kraken.
But still, that's just like I don't. Okay, again, I don't play Chargers at all. I don't play Chargers at all because my aim is so bad. But I don't understand the point of an E-Leader, the longest ranged like weapon in the game currently, if I remember correctly, having something that wants to put you in the line of fire with everyone else. Like, do you just like swim in for a little bit and then like go immediately back to where you were going? Like, is it used for repositioning? I need like an E-Leader main. I need a C-Leader main to tell me how it works and how you play it properly, because it's just so confusing to me.
I with my limited knowledge of E-Leader, and like mainly just because what I've learned from playing off against it, it's more so a thing of it's not a panic button. But like it is that it's for the leader's protection more than anything else. You can use it in pushes. Specifically, I see people use E-Leader in Rainmaker for Kraken's a very good thing to help pop Rainmaker, and then you have your anchor player carrying the Rainmaker very easily, as well as say your leader isn't able to pick up Rainmaker, they can then go in and Kraken lead the way, stuff like that. So it is good for making plays, but most of the time it does just seem to be the rest of your team is dead, the enemy team's coming in, you pop Kraken to just hold out and like buy your team time. It's more of a survival thing for the leader than a playmaking tool. And people have found a way to make it a playmaking tool, but it does seem to be more so for the leader's survival.
Interesting. Okay, I understand a little bit better now, because like, yeah, like I think I was thinking like, because you're an E-Leader, you're not gonna have like a lot of time to charge up your shot to kill if you get like surrounded by people, and I was thinking like, oh, like, you know, you go into Kraken form, you swim in, and then like, you know, you lose Kraken and you die. And I didn't realize that it was the opposite way around, that you pop Kraken and then you swim away.
You can swim away, you like try to scare them off, stuff like that. It is obviously not as safe of a strategy as it was in Splatoon 1, because leader in this game has a very big delay before it actually activates, allowing you to kill it if you aim well enough. Not often enough in my case. I try my best, but I don't. But it is so it is more vulnerable in that sense, but it is still very good protection. It's not, but I don't know how. I do not remember how popular. Oh God, was the Kraken E-Leader the one with Burst Bomb?
I don't know.
Did E-Leader have Burst Bomb? Am I hallucinating that? Please tell me I am.
It's
been so long since
Splatoon 1? In Splatoon 1?
See, Leader, Splatoon 1. It did have Burst Bomb.
It had Burst Bomb?
I thought I died. Yes, it did. Oh God, I'm reminded of damage up and everything.
Oh my God, it had Burst Bomb? That's so like diabolically evil in my eyes. Like,
it's so fun being on a mic with somebody who did not play Splatoon 1, because you were not there with the trauma. You were not there with the trauma of Slosher Burst Bomb and then Splatoon 2 Tri-Slosh Burst Bomb. It just...
No, I didn't. Okay,
I
don't know if you know this. I don't know if you know this about me, Jack. Splatoon 3 is my first Splatoon game.
Welcome in. It's a very fun game. I'm happy that you're here.
I bought it on a whim because some of my friends who were into Blaseball in the same circles that I was were talking about it, and I saw it and I thought it was cool, and so I bought it on a whim with a Switch. Like on
your friends that were into what?
Blaseball. It is a now defunct text-based horror baseball simulator that was really popular back during quarantine. And I was in a Discord server. I'm still in this Discord server for a specific team, like a specific Blaseball team. And some of my buddies were like, oh, this like, you know, Splatoon 3 is coming out. And I'm like, I've heard of the series, but never played it because I didn't have a Switch, even though I was like a huge Nintendo kid. I grew up like on my GameCube and my Wii, and I didn't end up getting the Switch when it came out. And I was like, this sounds like a really fun franchise to get into. And I've been meaning to get a Switch for a while now. So I impulse bought a refurbished Switch off of Best Buy with a copy of Splatoon 3, and here I am now. Here I am now doing commentary for Splatoon 3 tournaments.
Hey, every
So there's your Carney lore for today. There's your Carney lore.
I got into the Splatoon back in my. I say that like you're probably
back in your day.
I say that like you're probably not older than me.
I think
back
I am.
in my day of Splatoon 1, before Splatoon 1, young Jack happened to hear the original trailer for Splatoon and the very iconic Splatoon, and then he went to Sleepaway Summer Camp, and that specific line and song was stuck in his head for a month, and then he bought the game as soon as it came out because he just wanted to experience it, and it was glorious. He didn't really have great internet back in the day, so he could not exactly play the game as much as he liked, but he sure did indeed enjoy it. And then when Splatoon 2 came out, his internet still wasn't fixed. But once it was fixed, he was allowed to game and experience the wonders of Nintendo Wi-Fi, and then they screwed that over. We are now going to move on from both this bit of this voice and actually our very, very long wait sequence of talking about the updates in my soapbox, and now me and Carney just yapping at each other, and get back to the actual games of his Splatoon here, ladies, gentlemen, and squid and octolings of all genders. We have the Sea Lanterns versus the JERMAVENUS. Back at it where we were left off. There's so much anticipation for this. Carney, where did we leave off with these people? I think I was talking about Batman's Tinder's accounts, the fact that they might also be playing Bamboo, which I guess now is also buffed. So I guess we really might be seeing a second Bamboo in this tournament.
I'm really excited to see if we get to see a second Bamboo in this tournament, especially since we're going to be moving on to Barnacle and Dine Splat Zones for our first game of this last set of groups here. Barnacle Dime Splat Zones, Tower Control Inkblot, and if we get to a game 3, we're going to the Lockout Zone. That's right, Ship Shape Cargo Company. Ship shape. But Barnacle Dime Splat Zones, I would not be surprised to see a Bamboozler being thrown into the ring, especially because the distance between that the area, that platform, and the zone is like just like the perfect like a Bamboozler length. I feel like
no, it is prime Bamboo distance, and I can't believe I'm saying that we're going to see Bamboozler. I can't actually believe it. This is going to be crazy right here. But considering the team name attached to the potential Bamboo player, which is JERMAVENUS in all caps, maybe it's in character. It sounds about right.
Yeah. I mean, I've never watched like a Jerma video. I just know him from like a byproduct of one of my old friends. But like from what I do know about him, Bamboo seems very like on point for his sort of like energy and vibes. So like maybe I'm calling that right. I don't know. Any like Splatoon / Jerma fans, feel free to correct me on the fact that I think this guy like should play a Bamboozler if he ever gets into the game. But like I don't remember ever being excited about seeing a Bamboozler. But I'm kind of excited to see the Bamboozler if we do get the Bamboozler because of the buff it received. I want to see how everything is going to be playing around, especially since the update, of course, happened in the middle of the tournament. We're probably going to be seeing a lot of like awkwardness during this set, I feel like.
Yeah, very much so. I pray there weren't. I pray this is the first time you'll ever hear, and only time you'll ever hear me say this, folks. I pray there weren't any Dynamo players, because they're going to come back and find the weapon very different. unless they're one of those mad lads who just doesn't run Inksaver main, in which case, what's wrong with you? But like, so it is going to be an adjustment period right here. Barnacle and Dime is like the second closest, not the second closest. It's a pretty like neutral map though of Splat Zones. It's not like the final destination of Hagglefish Zones, but it is like a very, very like good map for both players. There's not like a lot of different weapons can thrive on this. I mean, we were talking about how bamboo of all things might be able to do so, but this is also a very good map for E-Leader, which it also seems a JERMAVENUS player might be playing. One interesting thing about a JERMAVENUS player, Alyssa Bug, has no weapons listed on their Sendo page. So I got no clue what's going in with that person. We'll just have to wait and see, because we're finally back in it, folks. Are you in it with me? There's the leader, scope leader at that, so that's really going to hit from far away. There's no... okay, pack it up. There's no bamboozler. We're going home. Bye.
Pack it up, everyone. There's no bamboozler. In our stead, we do end up seeing a Tetra dualies, which you don't really see all too often nowadays, especially when there are a lot, not better dualies options, but more meta-friendly dualies options, dare I say. But Sea Lancers is going to be taking control of the lead here in the first couple of seconds. We see Temp with that Horns Dreadbringer popping the crab on the crab spot, just doing a really good job of keeping JERMAVENUS ledged and out of their way. 3 down on JERMAVENUS now, as Sea Lancers is just completely in control of that mid area. And dare I say, this is also a pretty lockout heavy map. Barnacle and Dime in that pit of death right there. It did get a little bit better to play around after that whole map rework, but it's still kind of annoying.
Yeah, very much so. Onion right there. Unfortunately, I think one of their strikes got blocked, but they were able to help secure 1 kill. That's 2 down on the side of Sea Lancers, but also conversely 2 down on the side of JERMAVENUS, and only 25 points left. And that crab has got a bead on the heavy splat lane, not allowing them to get in. They can't even neutralize the zone right here. That Booyah Bomb might be their last hope right here, but Alyssa Bug might not be able to make it in. They're down to 7 points left, and with 2 people on them right now, the Tetra's trying to come in, but unfortunately not. That's going to be the end of game 1. Swift win for the Sea Lanterns. Really hope JERMAVENUS can bring it back, because they have a very eclectic comp. The Tetra dualies, I wanted to bring it up earlier, but the game was moving a little bit too fast. They did get buffed in the I can't say the last patch, which is today, but the patch before that, they did receive a pretty nice buff. So I am happy to actually be seeing it, seeing them here, even though if they weren't able to utilize that newfound strength to the best of their ability. I just think, unfortunately, the Sea Lanterns just were able to lock them out right there, because they had a very, very clear range advantage with that leader, able to just suppress, in combination with the blaster, they were just able to suppress any conceivable way of JERMAVENUS getting in. I feel like they might have a bit of an easier time on Inkblot tower control, but this is also a very leader-friendly map.
Yeah, absolutely. And like you said, I'm just kind of curious to see what JERMAVENUS is going to be giving us for this tower control map, and especially tower control Inkblot Art Academy. I feel like is kind of a tricky one to play around if you don't have enough coordination. If your if your weapons don't coordinate up nicely, it's just kind of like it's one of those tower control maps where kind of like I feel like Undertow Spillway, you either hit the checkpoint and then steamroll everything, or it's just like a fight in mid for the second checkpoint to be broken. You know? You feel me?
Yeah, no, I do. I very much do feel you right here. This is a very easy map to also get steamrolled on. These are just 3 very heavily steamrollable maps, so I did say JERMAVENUS will, they might have more of a chance, but also if they aren't able to match the Sea Lanterns' aggression or find a way to work around them, we might not even be going to game 3 here, folks.
Yeah, I'm really interested to see how JERMAVENUS, if they are able to come back from the last match, Now let's get into the game and see if we have anything changed here. I believe that JERMAVENUS did swap players, if I see that correctly, because we are seeing not only is the Nautilus coming out, hell yeah to Nautilus players, but we also see the
Jet.
The jet. I can't remember what that jet is called. It's the new one.
It is like I don't know the name of it either. I know it as Splashdown Jet. That's the only name that matters.
Splashdown Jet. True.
Splashdown Jet. They very much are doing a good job of getting some picks right there. Barely avoiding that charger. I am seeing that's a wipeout right there. They were able to just sort of distract the ranged options of Sea Lanterns right there while their Slayers moved in very, very smart. We're seeing Skip to My Lou right here take a very offensive maneuver. I have not seen a Jet move like that right now. They got a little too big for their britches, unfortunately, and the sniper was able to shut them down. And then right back at them with a counter wipeout from the Sea Lanterns. They're pushing it all the way back, though I do feel like JERMAVENUS's comp will be good for defense. They just need to get some specials ready because that vac is going to really put the hurt on them.
Yeah, not only do we have to get some specials ready, but we got to make sure that the bats are clear with Osprey here, popping that ink back at just the right time, getting past that checkpoint 1, taking the lead for Sea Lanterns, not really able to find any sort of pick on that ink back at all. We could see that the triple splashdown was not able to get that reef slider in time, but both of those weapons do end up going down now. JERMAVENUS, Alyssa Bug on that Nautilus, just doing a really good job of like keeping alive and tower dancing to their heart's content, which is really what you want to see for a Nautilus, especially because a Nautilus is such a strong weapon on tower control because of the way it can hold its charge. Now we can see Temp here with the classic crab on tower maneuver coming up hot on that first checkpoint area, trying to get into that second checkpoint, but Skip to My Lou on that Jet alongside the triple ink strikes from JERMAVENUS, just really pushing Sea Lanterns out of that area and backwards.
Yeah, Temp unfortunately needing to jump out right there, knowing they were about to get pincered by the respawning members of JERMAVENUS right here. They have a good control of mid. I see quite a lot of blue paint on the ground, but they are a little bit disconnected right now, trying to find some picks. Unfortunately, 2 go down right there. That is not what you want to see in a 2v1. We are seeing the splashdown right there, able to secure a kill, but the Sea Lanterns are back in, and another crab is on tower. Have we already seen like 4 crabs out here from Temp? They are building that very fast. I know Dreadringer paints a lot, but that is crazy.
Listen, as a fellow crab enthusiast and crab player myself, I highly respect any guy who can get a crab on a tower 4 times in quick succession. So honestly, pop off. Honestly. We can see how Alyssa Bug on the Nautilus on the tower just doing a really for dear life, as 3 do end up going down on JERMAVENUS. Alyssa is the only one left as they now as Temp is in and running to JERMAVENUS' 68.
Sorry, I would just say the aura, but I'm a nerd, so maybe don't do that. Doctor, realizing that's not a very good flank spot right now. We do see 2 specials on the side of JERMAVENUS. If they are going to get through, they need to do it now. But Doctor, once again, just playing it patiently, doing exactly what is needed. Unfortunately, goes down to that splashdown right here, but it will stall JERMAVENUS' approach. They are having to retreat, and with only 25 seconds left, that's not what you want to see right here, Carney. It might come down to the wire, but if JERMAVENUS doesn't do something, they're not going to have enough time to get the points they need.
Absolutely, and with Sea Lanterns in complete control over mid, Skip to My Lou on that Cobra Jet. Thank you, Pipe Dream, for telling me what that name of that jet was, because I totally forgot. We do have 2 going down on the side of Sea Lanterns now. That Cobra doing the utmost work here, just trying to get the tower back underneath their control with 2 down here. Doctor is looking to get a kill. There's a wipeout. The tower is tapped, and Sea Lantern sweeps JERMAVENUS off their feet. What an incredible match.
Gosh, it seemed like they might have had an opportunity right there, but with the Zook popping 1 kill to a suction bomb, the Zook getting another, and then Doctor just coming in with the rest of their team to seal the deal. A quick fist bump with Osprey, and that will be the end of your day, the game. Skip to My Lou getting a 3-piece right there definitely allowed JERMAVENUS to get in, but unfortunately not seeing that bomb and not able to shut down that Zuka, and their dualies players just getting separated. They were just picked off 1 by 1, and that's not what you want to see. But drastic time call for drastic measures. You can't blame the members of JERMAVENUS for or doing what they thought was best. They unfortunately will go down here, and it seems like they're not going to make it to Great White Bracket. Looking at the thing, Great White Sea Cows actually took a loss. That's rare, especially down here. the Sea Lanterns, this is their first big win, so it's still unclear who's going to be making it to Great White bracket tonight here, folks.
Yeah, but don't go away because we do have our brackets coming up next after all of these games are completed for you all. We're gonna pop over to a quick break while those bad boys are being locked in and put into place. So make sure to get some water, grab a snack if you want to. If you didn't grab a snack while we were yapping, Top Cut is starting soon.
show you the true light. Light me up and make me feel alright. 'Cause baby, we are always shining bright. Take me home tonight. I just wanna show you the true light. Light me up and make me feel alright. 'Cause baby, we are always shining bright. So just live in the moment and enjoy it all. I'm
Welcome back, one and all, to SOS 220. We are heading into round 4, baby. We got Sueno Impossible versus Reload right here on Robo Ramen Splat Zones. That's what I like to see, baby. I'm hyped. Are you hyped, Carney? Because I am, even if you're not.
I'm absolutely hyped to get into the Hammerhead bracket. That's right, Top Cut is starting real soon. Great White, not Hammerhead. Wrong shark. Wrong shark. How dare. Top Cut is starting here in a second here. Two really good teams that have made it known that they are, in fact, really good. Now, but I am quite familiar with Reload. I have commentated for them several times. Sueno Impossible I am not as familiar with, but I do see a familiar name in there with Minty there at the very tippy top of it. So both these teams, I feel like we're gonna see a lot of really explosive matches. It's the middle of the pack, like seed round that we typically do. So Sueno Impossible being seed 8 and Reload being seed 9 in these. And whoever ends up winning this is going to have to, I believe, go on to fight our top seed. So Godspeed to them.
The villains of this story. The self-proclaimed villains of this story with the SOS villains. That's their name, assuming they win their game. But yeah, no. Hi. I mean, you said explosive. Robo Ramen is definitely a map when I think of when it comes to explosive. A Rainmaker explosion on the top, and I'm expecting to see a lot of bombs hit that splat zone right away. Already a very aggressive comp. A Carbon, a Splatana, and what are these comps? Okay, a Carbon, a Splatana, and a mini a Zenny on that team is going to very much take area control and just get kills if possible. Matched up by a Decavitator, a Dread Ringer, and another Carbon. Carbon v Carbon right here. Oh wait, that's V Carbon on the side of Sueno Impossible. The Zipcast one. You don't actually see that too often, but I do think Zipcast is actually very good on this map. There's a lot of off angles that you can take. Bones right here, moving in, trying to get a kill. Unfortunately, pushed up a little bit too far right there. Also, I was wrong, folks. I can't see. The button of Y was blocking the deco thing. That was a Carbon deco. I just didn't see properly. Your boy has glasses for a reason right here. But I can't see clearly that Sueno Impossible was able to get it down to 63 points, and they maintain control despite Reload taking it for just a moment.
Absolutely, and a really strong control at that. We see that Zimmy front and center pushing Hammy Sammy away from that zone here on the decav. We do see that a lot of the specials are in the back pocket still, as 2 end up going down on Reload. That's a delayed 3 down on Reload. A Sueno Impossible ends up going up, popping those sippies into that corridor area right where they want to be. We see that stamp in that back pocket ready for any unsuspecting person nearby, and with Cinnamon popping that bubble in mid there with that decav, unfortunately does end up going down at the moment there. There are single digits on the clock for Sueno Impossible. Reload has to get in there, but they are not quick enough to do so, and with that, a knockout in the first game.
Yeah, that was very much the case of the Sueno Impossible being the impossible to stop force, the unstoppable force right there. That the aggression that comp provided really just allowed them to push Reload back, and they weren't able to buy time to do their namesake and get in there. And unfortunately, that we see right here, the Decaf was able to make it in, and actually with Juke the stamp just a little bit, which would have provided time if their team didn't all die to that Carbon and Mini pushing up immediately. They both teams did a very good job, but Sueno Impossible was ready for anything that Reload had to throw at them.
And we are going to be going into yet another absolutely volatile map mode here. Clan Blitz Museum d'Alfonsino. Now I'm seeing a lot of different ways to where this bad boy is going to be going. I'm expecting to see that Carbon roller back. I am expecting to see like the usual comp that we see from Reload in these sorts of things, like, you know, the decav. We're going to probably be seeing that, a lot of that, especially because I feel like You can do a lot of really funny things with bubble on this map, especially in Clam Blitz. I'm expecting to see, like, you know, the funny box being tried, just an absolute assault on the ramp. Just like think like stereotypical Clam Blitz Museum de Alfonsino, but like knock it up to like a 10, and that's where I think this match is going to go.
I very much agree. I'm not expecting too much of a comp change on this side of Sueno and Possible. I feel like their aggression will be well maintained. I wonder if Reload will stick with the pen, because they did just sort of get shut down, but pen is very, very good on this map.
Absolutely. And like pen is really good just like for Clam Blitz in general. It's okay. Pen is a good weapon. Yes, I know, because of the meta, but like Sippies on Clam Blitz is like absolute insanity once you get it going. I feel like there's a lot that can be done here, and I'm really excited to see how these teams are going to be playing it out. Now, let's see. Like you said, I don't think there's going to be that big of a team comp switch, but I do see one right there glaring on my screen. Actually, several. We see that Cinnamon has switched to the Splatana, the V-Stamper, as well as a Squeezer in the mix. That is splatter color screen coming out.
Yeah, you do not see that weapon often right now. Screen is not actually something that you see much in SOS. A lot of people either like choose not to or opt out of it entirely. They were able to get several kills, get 2 down right here, provide enough time for their team to get so much eco. 19 clams on their side. They're hoarding the entire wealth of this museum right here. All of the donations are in their hand. Hammy Sammy goes down right there to the stamp. Unfortunately, a very well placed suction bomb is going to stop their Splatana, but they are still able to get the super clam in, but it looks like they're mostly scattered right now. I don't know if they'll be able to get another clam in the basket, but they already have a super ready and raring to go right here and have absolute control over the map. Reload is going to need to do something, but with that splatter color screen coming out, they need to be really careful. I don't think the answer is trying to avoid it. We saw right there, Hammy Sammy went through and was able to get a pick, and the rest of Sueno and Possible isn't able to push up right now, but they need to do something to get them out of here.
Absolutely. Now, like you said, the eco is absolutely wild here. Sueno and Possible, again, once having 19 clams does unfortunately do go down, but there are clams aplenty to be found scattered across that map, just waiting for them to claim and move forward valiantly into that basket of reloads here. Now, we see that Squeezer being threatened from Cinnamon. Cinnamon does end up taking down that Squeezer, as well as the rest of Reload, moving on to that Spinner, looking to try and get some sort of push going, but there are not enough clams in their possession to get a power clam at all. Now, if worse comes to worse, they do have the pity clam from earlier, but it's best to save that until you actually have another clam so you can pop 2 in at once. And we can see now Cinnamon popping that Zipcaster, looking to try and get some sort of picks, as Reload does end up taking that basket area finally, but the picks are coming, and they're coming in fast as 3 end up going down. Cinnamon left alone with that power clam.
Yeah, they do the smart thing and retreat right there. You may lose 1 power clam, but you save the other and buy time for the rest of your team right here. Staying alive is more important than you. Obviously, it's staying alive isn't important, but even then, players underestimate how important their life is in a 4v4 shooter right here. We're just seeing the Squeezer come in right here. Bones getting 3 right off the bat, looking for the 4th, keeping them away, not allowing the Stammer to get in. Are they going to be able to get it? Yep, that's a wipe right there just from the Squeezer. They do manage to get the super clam in. Are they? I don't know if they'll be able to. I feel like this will be similar to the first push, where they're not actually able. I eat my own words right there before I can even finish them out. I'll swallow them right there. They may be able to get the points down to 58 before falling back right here. 2 minutes on the clock, counting down right here. Is right now, well, not as insanely dominant as the last game. Sueno and Possible is at a very controlling lead.
Absolutely. Reload is going to have to get 2 power clams in the basket on their first push if they want to be able to contend with Sueno and Possible's really, like you said, sizable lead. And holy Clam Blitz! That was a double stamp throw kill on the side of Reload. Sueno and Possible moving up into that area, trying to get into getting deep into Reload side. Reload now 3 down once again. We see that Power Clam just easily sailing into the basket now as the jumps start to come in. Looking like we're going to try and get another couple of clams in there. Not really able to find much as the rest of Reload is back into that basket area. Looking like they're trying to defend as much as they possibly can. The barrier does end up going back up, but not before a couple of picks go down on Sueno Imposible. That foil, I believe that is the foil squeezer, if I remember correctly. If I am not, please correct me. That did get that many kills on that side, less than a minute now, as we can see Sammy here just picking up as many clams as possible. Timmy throwing that booyah bomb, trying to get some sort of purchase on that area.
Oh, this is
we see the first power clam sail in, the second power clam hitting the basket really cleanly here, but they do need a couple more clams in that basket in order for it to count. They really just got to start chucking them in there, and unfortunately, it seems like they do end up whiffing it.
Yeah, no, I respect Toenail trying to put in Cinnamon, as you said, but they are unable to get it in right there. There's too much ink flying in their face. But right now, for the first time all set, Sueno Imposible is the one that are genuinely on the back foot, trying to wall off with that splatter color screen. A Hail Mary of a stamp throw. They snuck up behind. They're able to get the basket open. Oh my gosh, wonderful fight right there from the Stamper. They are able to get it in 6 points. They need to stop Sueno Imposible's push right now. They can't allow any more claim. No, they get it in 2-0. Sueno Imposible, even in the face of imminent death, they find a way around. They do the impossible.
Sueno Imposible, true to their name, reaching that impossible dream of theirs, sweeping Reload off their feet, 2-0 on the set, kicking Reload out of the Great White Bracket, and moving forward to challenge the top seed of this SOS. What an incredible play! I didn't even see the wiper back there just going behind. We see them just boom, tossing the clam in, squeezer jumps in, power clam. We see the pencil just tossing those clams in, and at the last possible second, the wiper here throws the last clam into the basket, sealing Reload's fate. As, like I said, Sueno Imposible going into the quarterfinals against the SOS villains.
Now, I mean, if there's any one that can defeat the true villains of this tournament, it's the people who have accomplished the impossible right there. Congrats to both teams for making it this far, but only one can continue on. But with that, and after much delegation, memes, soapbox stances, and great plays, we are going to be signing off, Mew and me, Carney. So where can our lovely, lovely viewers find you?
If you guys want to follow my completely dead blue sky, you can find me on carnivai.bsky.social. Look for me on IPL, Under Pressure, Dapples, and check me out over on Splatoon Tourney because I also do Ludi tonight. If you want to find me in the flesh, then you guys will want to head to New Inkland number 6 for the Land Championship Showdown. I will be there with my lovely voice yapping away as everyone else plays. Where can the good people of Twitch find you?
They can find me over at JolteonJack at .bluesky.social, as well as JolteonJack22 on Twitter. I am a voice actor in the making, just trying to get out there. We are so happy to have had such wonderful sets to commentate for you all tonight. I'm very glad that you enjoyed, but don't go anywhere right yet because there's plenty more great white bracket to so stick around and stay fresh, y'all.
Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Swim or Sink 220. I am Slat, and I am here with Topic. What up, Topic?
Hello. I'm doing really good, Slat. Right now, I am currently keeping up with March Madness. I don't know if you're a big basketball person yourself, but I am. And I hope Miami of Ohio gets in, but that's just me. Enough about basketball. Who really cares about that?
Not me. I'm here for Splatoon.
Exactly.
Anyways,
you know how it is. But
here. Oh, go ahead.
Yeah. Like you were saying, we have two teams. Megatron, one of the best Decepticons, versus WIT CHECK in our round 2. We have a very interesting match, I will say, or a very interesting map mode. Zones Mahi. I like it personally, but it's not the best out. Oh, it's decent. Mainly like before the water level sinks. It's very contained. It's very small. It's very it's very fight heavy. Best way I could put it.
Oh no, absolutely. Especially with how small the map is. You got a lot more of the fights happening together, which it could be a good thing. I don't know. I've never really liked Zones Mahi. I don't know. I know a lot of people do. Personally, I'd rather play it on any other map, but that's just me.
Yeah.
And tower control ship shape, which will be after. I love a good ship shape, so that'll be fun. But I saw I did a little bit of looking into our teams. It looks like we've got a sword player on each team, so we're gonna see some sword in this set.
Okay, I'm not surprised. Sword is very good overall, especially on these maps. I think.
For sure.
Was it like decaf, or was it stamper? Was Wiper? Do you remember which one it was?
Megatron has crab stamper and decaf, while as I believe Zen on WIT CHECK. I believe it's Zen. No, it's not Zen. My bad. It's the person who doesn't have a name. Yeah, it's I forget what the new sword is. The new stamper.
The crab one?
No, the newest. Oh, the Booyah.
Oh, the Booyah one. Stickers.
Yeah, stickers. And V.
Okay. I wouldn't be surprised if Stamper's here. Either one of them. I'm gonna take a wild shot in the dark and say they're probably gonna play the GG Booyah Stamper on ship shape because 1, it's GG Booyah, and 2, it's tower control. But enough speculation. We're hopping straight into game number 1, round 2 of SOS. Great White. Let's see what we bring out. There's a sticker stamper coming out from, I believe that is going to be Megatron. Yes, it is. And on WIT CHECK, bring out the V stamper. You know what? I'm a fan of it. Also, 96 plus Explo. You know what? I like it. And also, both teams have 96. Something that is very interesting is that today, both with Paddling Pool and with SOS, a lot of 96 has been seen today.
I mean, it is a 2-tap weapon. If you hit your shots, they're dead. And even if not, you're doing what, half damage? Your teammates can go in and get a couple more hits. I've always wanted to try 96. I'm a shot main myself. Haven't really gotten to it, but it's a pretty versatile weapon in my opinion. As we can see here, WIT CHECK just took the lead, and they have a pretty good control of mid. They're just kind of waiting it out, waiting for the team of Megatron to get back in. We got a Booyah Bomb coming out to take zone.
Yeah.
And
Yeah, the Booyah Bomb is going to take zone alongside that vac shot, so giving Megatron a lot of space to work with. And I think the biggest help for WIT CHECK is going to be this Explo. Just with that consistent like AoE is going to really help out if they can get close to it. There it is, 2 members down outside the Megatron. You see the zap in the zone painting, but that vac is going to get popped just to neutralize as much pain as possible. The stamp on the side of Megatron able to cancel out that zap, so no paint for you. And we're going to see Megatron able to kind of weather the storm for the most part, even though they don't still have the lead. They're very, very close, but unfortunately they're going to go 3 members down, so I believe the 96 plus the Zipcaster there. So WIT CHECK, very great job. There's a lot of fighting, a lot of back and forth. Kind of like I said earlier, this map, even after the water level drops, you still fight a lot, because you kind of have to go one of 2 directions, and the enemy's going to be there no matter what.
Oh yeah, absolutely. And like with the amount of like, this map is very like, there's like a lot of cover, so it like, you're gonna be like either fighting on either side or in the middle. Very rarely are you gonna be in either base. As you can see here, Megatron did actually get a decent lead on WIT CHECK here with a decent penalty. We got the bucket in here coming in, trying to get a pick on the zap. It does work, but they both go down, which, yeah, classic, it happens.
I mean, yeah, a lot of trades happening. You see Megatron able to eat through their penalty points. Looking to get a little bit further, but I think their biggest threat here is going to be that Explo with that long range pressure, plus that splash on the zone. There it is. Not quite able to capture. Megatron, just great job kind of dispersing and coming back together to recapture that zone without that stamper here. The vac just kind of securing as many points as humanly possible for them. WIT CHECK trying to fight their way in. The vac's going to come out. It's going to flip the zone right before the Booyah Bomb. Wow. So while they were able to get the zone, they're not able to get a lot else, and you see Megatron just restabilizing themselves as quick as possible and trying to get more space off of that. It is going to work out, at least for now. You see they did, it took a little bit of effort, but they did manage to not only get the zone but get even further up. You see the Explo being the one to push up is very interesting here.
Yeah, that was interesting. I don't know why he was pushing up when his team wasn't there, but like, I mean, they weren't there either, so it was kind of, he was just kind of there. It works. We see the vac going out here. It looks like very defensively. Didn't seem to work out for them there. And we got a wipe on the side of WIT CHECK. They're doing a really good job keeping at Megatron at bay right now. Honestly, with 30 ticks left on, this is anybody's game.
I mean, yeah, you can say that again. You see Megatron trying to force their way back in with this Booyah Bomb from Keto here. You see looking straight for that Explo and not able to get that pick just yet, but giving the rest of the team enough time, though, by staying alive to allow WIT CHECK to get back into the zone, get back that control, and get back to kind of keeping Megatron back into base. But we're going to see they're going to have a vac soon. They're going to have possibly strikes or Booyah Bomb as well. So you got to be a little bit careful of that. WIT CHECK on there and has the vac as at the ready as well. They decide to pop it. Vac v vac battle here. We're gonna see who's gonna come up on top. The Stamper trying their best to go for the forced to back away and go down. That's why that's just very unfortunate timing there. You see this might be what WIT CHECK needs to take the lead. It is the splashdown will conceal that, and that will be game. Megatron 3 points away from taking the game, but WIT CHECK just storming back with a vengeance to win game number 1.
Wow, that was I thought Megatron had that one. So seeing WIT CHECK turn around and just take it, I'm excited for this. Because Megatron could take next game. And I'm excited. Seeing the back and forth that match, WIT CHECK at first wasn't doing so hot, but they kind of adapted to they did a really good job adapting to Megatron. Seeing how they played when they were throwing out their specials, how many were going in at once, and they took advantage of that, and it worked in their favor. Now on to tower control ship shape. Thoughts? How do we feel about this map?
I think just on the outset, on the outside looking in, I think this is slightly in favor of Megatron because they do have, of course, the GG strikes, the GG Booyah. If they decide to keep the same comp, they have the vac once again to kind of help that tower, especially through that second checkpoint, which is the biggest choke point on this map. I think that would be very difficult for WIT CHECK to deal with. But then again, I think the Stamper can be very, very good at dealing with both the the vacuum from the 96 plus the, I believe, the Stamper still have that one shot thing on Booyah Bombs. I think it does, right? Where like you can just one shot it.
I don't know. I don't play Stamp at all.
Well, if it
maybe.
does, yeah. Well, if it does, that's very good for them as well. And they keep Expo. I like Expo here on this map mainly because
Expo would be good, I think. Yeah.
Yeah, mainly because not only do you kind of just take court for yourself, basically, you can just kind of paint most of it, make it basically like a landfill for the enemy team they had to kind of drudge through the entire time. But also you can splash down either the grates itself, like, you know, on that left hand side, or go up and splash down the grates on the far right to kind of clear that second checkpoint, because I think we both know that if a push goes past that second checkpoint, there's a very, very high likelihood that it's going to get towards, you know, the goal and end the game right there.
Yeah. Yeah. Sorry, I'm a bit tired.
Don't worry, me too.
But I got sleepy comms here today on SOS.
Yeah, sleepy comms. But listen, we're still here. I'm excited to see exactly what Megatron decides to bring out, what they decide to change, because they had that game in the bag for the most part. They had it. It was just a couple of mistakes kind of allowed WIT CHECK to snowball into a situation where Megatron had to feed in to try to stop the bleeding. But we're gonna see what changes we're gonna see. But Tomacross bringing out the knot, so no backline for WIT CHECK, and for Megatron bringing out the Jet Sculpture with Rain. I like it because you kind of clear out either the right side or left side by yourself. So I think that switch is going to be a little bit very helpful for Megatron, but maybe this aggressive comp from WIT CHECK is going to be what they need, because they're going to be able to take advantage of it right away as they're able to get a double kill and get this power pushing in the first 30 seconds of the game, which is a really strong start.
Yeah, honestly, the first 30 seconds is really good. Stamper goes here and gets 2 picks, though. So honestly, they're able to get this checkpoint, but I don't know how much further they're going to be able to push. Zap tries to push in and get a pick, but gets pushed out. How many times can I say push in a sentence? The Slosher is going to push forward as well. Honestly, Megatron's taking advantage of the situation. They got, what, 2 down, and now they're pushing forward.
Yeah, but now we see if they're able to get anything else, but no, they're not quite able to. Keto, they're able to get a nice double kill to at least stop the momentum from WIT CHECK. A triple kill, a wipeout with the help of a splat bomb from the bucket. So Megatron, very good job here. Now you're gonna see how WIT CHECK can respond in kind to Megatron pushing up. You see Tama getting one, looking for even more, but the tower going towards that left side. You see it on that grates, kind of forcing Squeege back at least a little bit here, just kind of hop off tower, but not for long. You see they have the cooler, they have the checkpoint, but no, not quite, as the Stamper able to do just enough, able to touch tower, and now forcing Megatron to go through that entire counter once again. Is WIT CHECK able to get to that tower once again and stop it? Probably. We're gonna see the Zap able to force their way on, looking for even more, getting their team in as well, able to get 2, looking for the triple kill, not quite able to get it. Vac here is able to get 1, able to get 2, looking for the triple kill, not able to get it themselves, but WIT CHECK just following up really, really well. And they have a vacuum, they have a Rain, so they can really easily push through, possibly to this court, maybe towards that second checkpoint.
Yeah, honestly, I'm seeing a lot of picks here. There's a lot of back and forth. Like, we're seeing not the tower get pushed that far until now. I'm almost, well, a little over halfway through. Oh, good bit halfway through the match. Both of these teams are pretty strong. Seeing them fight is really interesting because we see them taking advantage of each like little moment, and it's really nice to see. I haven't seen games like this in a while, so it's really nice to witness.
Yeah, but we're gonna see how WIT CHECK can possibly end this game. No, they're not. The Booyah is able to at least stop it, but for Megatron, you're able to stop it for now, but you see WIT CHECK got through that second checkpoint, so now if they just touch tower, they can threaten to end the game really easily. Here you see Megatron trying to stop it, but these jumps, this consistent pressure without that backline is gonna be really helpful. CK gonna go down to a nice slash by Keto here on the Stamper, looking for even more. You see a jumper coming in. This is very unfortunate perfect timing. They're gonna go down as well. 2 down for WIT CHECK. Maybe a triple kill here. There's 3. It's just a Zap forced to jump away. So Megatron able to, you know, recollect themselves, play some solid defense, but now can you translate that into offense is the question, because you've been here before. You've been at this first checkpoint. You haven't been able to break it yet, and I don't think WIT CHECK's gonna give it to you that easily.
No, absolutely not. Especially with the win being right here, I wouldn't want to give it to them easily either. You can see Tama here taking down, immediately going down to it looks like the Zap, as they got 8 ticks left on the checkpoint. Looks like they're gonna break it here and potentially even make it to the second checkpoint. They're doing a really good job of keeping WIT CHECK on their base at the moment. We got a tri-strike on the board, so that could come out at any moment, honestly, to keep them pushing forward.
Yeah, I would not be surprised here. Booyah kind of clearing out that top left side or top right side is going to work out here. And Megatron threatening to take this lead as they're going to be all around that tower, clearing it out. 1 down, 2 down on Megatron. Look, maybe a triple kill here. You see 9-6 the Jet Squelcher just being that consistent backliner, able to paint up, but not quite enough to get any picks here. But a suction bomb is going to stop that tower in its tracks. 45 seconds remaining. Megatron just jumping in and hoping to get a pick or 2 in their favor. There's 1 looking for more. There's 2 from the bucket. Maybe even more to continue this push is going. There's a triple kill. There's a quad popping off as much as possible to keep their team in the vac. Is going to stop them for now, but that tower is still pushing. It's still going. Strikes coming out to try to stop this top right side coming out from WIT CHECK. You hear, but even after all of that, the tower has still yet to get to that checkpoint. The tower has still yet to break that checkpoint, and Megatron is still trying to fight their way through, with WIT CHECK just putting up the defensive pressure here.
All WIT CHECK he needs right here is 1 solidly placed special, and it's just over.
Ooh, but that's 3, that's 4, and that's game. Yeah, like you said, 1 solidly placed special. They had the vacuum, they had the Stamper flanking from the far right side to, you know, drop on that rail, and that's all she wrote. And Megatron, they put up a really good fight. A really good fight, which unfortunately they were like 2 to 3 points short of taking the lead there. Just really unfortunate.
Yeah, absolutely. And I mean, they did a really good job pushing forward at the end there, especially with the Slosher there getting as many picks as they did. That was insane. What was it, like a quad, maybe even 5? But they didn't need to take advantage of the numbers.
Yeah, it felt like a little slow to kind of react on that, because if anyone gets like a quad or 5 in a row, the rest of the team should be able to completely like set up, get where they need to go, and just push from there. But it's unfortunate for Megatron because WIT CHECK, they didn't really panic, I would say. I think they had the cooler as well, so they were able to, you know, very quickly jump back, get into position to stop that tower, which they did even through the strikes. Like you saw, the strikes were popped to kind of secure the lead. It was just I think the vac shot went off as well, and the Stamper was just stood outside the tri-strike death zone, and they just got the kill that they needed.
Yeah, absolutely. And I mean, sometimes you just have to be at the right place at the right time, and that's what seemed to happen there, because so many things were going the right way for WIT CHECK there, even with the strikes out from Megatron. It still just worked in their favor, which happens. You just have to get pit. It's just, it's the picks, it's the placement, it's the spacing, in my opinion. Especially at the end there, everyone's trying to hop on the tower, just to keep it going as long as possible. So it can get like a little messy. Yeah, it did get a little messy indeed. And with that, WIT CHECK will be moving on to semifinals. And, you know, with that, you know, we are going to take a very, very quick break while, you know, we let these teams get into their
Well, everyone, I told you it'd be a quick break because we are back with SOS 220 with our semifinal match with SOS Villains versus Wilt Bam. I am Topic, joined once again by Slat, and hello. Right off rip, Bam out of bio, 83 points, kind of insane.
What are you doing about? No Slat?
Well, are you a basketball man?
No, not at all.
Okay, well, Wilt Bam's team name is a reference to Bam Adebayo, who scored the second most points ever in an NBA game, like 4 days ago.
Interesting.
Yeah,
and then we've got SOS Villains devil emoji on the left here. They can't win. What happens if they win?
We all turn evil. SOS
next
turns evil.
Next SOS is gonna be like red and black instead of like dark blue to white gradient. It's gonna be red and black.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
I'm totally in charge.
Get that on record. Can you get that on record?
Yeah. I'm totally not just a commentator and have all the control over IPL Productions and SOS. This actually is like, this message itself is brought to you by. I'm just kidding. What do we got for maps?
Well,
best of 5 here.
Well, you already see map number 1, a map that we are a little familiar with, zones on ship-shaped cargo.
Can I say, love this map mode. Probably my favorite map mode in the entire game. I don't know why. I don't have a reason. I just really like zones on ship shape.
It's
like an unhealthy obsession.
That's an opinion. And everyone
isn't it?
Everyone entitled to their own opinion, no matter how wrong it may be.
Interesting.
Yeah.
If that's how you feel.
Yeah, you're entitled to your opinion. It may be wrong, but it's yours. You should hold on to that.
I will, thank you. I will hold on to my opinion, wrong or not.
You're welcome.
Thank you, yes.
Yeah, but anyway, about the map, the map itself on zones. Bridges is important. You get bridges, you not only have, or both sides of the bridge, you get both the sides of the bridge. Not only do you have access to the zone, you also have access to the enemy court. And this map in particular, it is very hard. It's very lockout heavy, it's the best way I could put it. Because there's just a barrier. The bridge is the barrier of this map, if that makes sense.
Oh yeah, no, absolutely. Because you have to not only get your own, but theirs, because they can easily just take zone if you don't take theirs. So you have to push forward onto their bridge.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we're gonna see what we. Oh, okay. I believe
Baby Puncher on the Luna Blaster.
Yeah, you know what? They're being very villainous here with the double backline comp. You know what? That's one of all time. And on the side from Wilt Bam with honestly not that surprising of a comp. Blaster is pretty good, Mini's pretty good. As I said, they both are going to go down 52 as well. You see SOS Villains already pushing forward. Baby Puncher going straight for the pen, gonna get them down as well. And this may be the start that we were talking about, where it's very easy to get locked out on. You see, they both have a heavy for paint and a leader for that one-shot delete button. So we're gonna see if Wilt Bam can kind of force a fight and force their way in.
I will say, they weren't kidding when they said villains. Two backlines right now is disgusting. What? Also, can we talk about how amazing of a job the villains are doing of just keeping Wilt Bam out of zone right now? Mm-hmm. They're saving their specials for a push, which honestly is a great idea. And with 20 ticks left, honestly, if I were Wilt Bam, I would get in right now.
I mean, yeah, if you're Wilt Bam, you kind of have to go right now, but maybe the time has already passed, because that's 100 for SOS Villains, and they are living up to their name very well. I feel bad for their opponents, because double backline is really hard to go against, because you not only do you have the threat of Sky on the E leader just deleting you, you also have the overwhelming paint of a heavy Splatling alongside kind of the jump scares of both a Luna Blaster and a Carbon Roller. That is villainous. That's some
absolutely.
That's some heinous behavior.
That was a disgusting comp / positive. I loved that. Yuck. Up next, tower control Hagglefish. Look, honestly, meh, you know?
Yeah, like, in my opinion, like, okay, this is just me, but Hagglefish Market is like the vanilla ice cream of Splatoon 3. I think before.
Yeah. I'm here for that. Yeah, absolutely.
This and tower control is like vanilla bean ice cream, if that makes sense. Like, if
no, but I see the vision.
Like, if here's how to describe it. If Zone's Hagglefish is unseasoned mashed potatoes, Tower Hagglefish is like salt and pepper seasoning. Like, it's a little unique, but like they have better options.
Absolutely. But here we are. Honestly, tower here, there's a lot of points when defending to take the tower pretty darn easily. Like, I think each checkpoint has a really solid way to take the tower from the opponent, but also there's a great ways to push in as well if you are the enemy.
Yeah, but we're gonna see what happens. SOS villains still keeping up their villainy with that double backliner comp from Wilt. Bam.
But
yeah, the only change is going to be over to that 96 scout deco for the Kraken to kind of force their way up through mid on the tower and possibly towards that top right side, which is our top left side is very, very big here, but almost immediately 3 are wipeout for SOS villains, and Wilt Bam just trying to find a way to deal with this double backline comp. Bonk going in and getting one with the zip caster carbon, which is something we haven't mentioned yet, but so far SOS villains just on a tear, honestly.
Yeah, they're on a roll, and it's honestly terrifying. I know why they decided to call themselves the villains of this story. Honestly, I don't know if I'm supposed to be rooting for well, I'm the commentator, I'm not supposed to be doing either. But I mean, like, the chat, like the viewers, if they should be rooting for or against the villains. I mean, sometimes.
Yeah, like sometimes, but so far it looks like SOS villains. They're just keeping up so much pressure. I mean, like
yeah,
this is insane. Because like you would not expect double backline to work this well in comp, such a high level comp like this, but it is working. But finally, Wilt Bam, they're able to at least get them down and get back towards mid after a minute and a half in the game. So maybe they're able to recollect themselves, get some points on the board. Nope, there goes their pencil. It's just very unfortunate. There's a Luna on
the mini,
and it's just you would not expect this from a Carbon plus Luna Blaster to just keep up this pressure, but that's exactly what they're doing with the paint from the heavy. It's just everything's working out really well in their favor.
And every hit the Carbon and the Luna isn't getting, their E-leader is following up.
Yeah, they're following up really, really well here, just keeping up this pressure on this tower here. Luna is going to go down, so that's going to be a bit of a thorn in the side of SOS villains, but they're going to keep on scoring. They're going to keep on going. You see Sky popping that crack and try to get to that top side. Going to be forced back here, just staying around the tower, force it back away to keep themselves alive a little bit longer here. You see the Luna going in once again and dying, so I think Wilt Bam has kind of figured out how to deal with the Luna Blaster, but the rest of the team is able to be there at least for now. And once again, Wilt Bam able to get 3 down on SOS villains, but can they get a lot of points? Can they get towards that first checkpoint? Because I think that's gonna be very, very hard for them to do, alongside with Bonk in the backlines just causing a ruckus.
Yeah, honestly, with 2 minutes left on the board, if I'm Wilt Bam here, I really want to focus that heavy, because the heavy's what's getting the most of the pain out. And if I could get that heavy down, it'll be a lot easier to take control of the map and punish the front lines.
Yeah, you can say that, but that's much easier said than done, because because if you go for that heavy, you have to go through both a Luna Blaster and a Luna Blaster, a Carbon, and a heavy edit or heavy spot that's going to be shooting at you consistently. You see Sky just chilling, spinning on tower, not quite able to get the checkpoint, but maybe now, oh no, they're not able to, as Wilt Bam able to hold on for just a little bit longer to keep that second checkpoint up and intact. But so much damage has been done already, and the question is, can they find a way to fight back? Because so far, SOS Villains, they're just showing complete dominance in this game.
Yeah, absolutely. SOS Villains is genuinely just showing Wilt Bam, like, this is our win, and we're going to take it, whether you like it or not.
Yeah, because even though Wilt Bam has 3 specials at the ready to work with and decides to pop one of them to keep them back, it just feels like SOS Villains, they are able to at least find a way to keep up the pressure. But even after all that, you see that all 3 specials are going to be popped, and it's just going to be Sfield here on the pencil. If they get a tap shot kill onto Bonk, but is it gonna, but you see that distraction caused by Bonk is able to at least get the rest of SOS Villains up and into mid here. As a Wilt Bam, they're gonna be kind of forced to find a way in, and once again a flank by the Luna. This Luna has done that like 5 times already.
Same flank. Same flank.
They've been doing it consistently, and Wilt Bam just has not found a way to deal with it. And so far, that has been their Achilles heel. It feels like that Luna has been able to just run around kind of freely.
It's also really funny every time, like, I feel like we see the Luna Blaster, they're like just in the corner, just in that right corner every time. We got a wipeout from the side of SOS Villains as the game ends here, bringing it 2-0 game point.
Yeah,
what are the words? Is it game point?
Match point.
Match point. Thank you.
There you go. Yeah, but like we were saying, like, it was just the Luna Blaster was just able to just do the same thing over and over and over again, and the Wilt Bam just could not get their number. It just kept on working. So it's like, if it ain't broke, why fix it? Because every single time the Luna flanked, guess what? 2 members of Wilt Bam went down. So it's just like, oh, okay, I'm gonna keep doing this. And guess what? They kept doing it.
It kept working.
Guess what? It kept working. So it's like, I can't really blame them.
Clam Blitz, Scorch. This could be our game. This could be our match set here. So, what are we thinking here? Personally, I'm not the biggest fan of Scorch. I don't like what they do with it, especially for zones and Rainmaker. Just don't like it.
I tolerate Scorch. I tolerate it. It's all right. Like,
I also say I tolerate.
Yeah, I tolerate it. It could be worse. It could be better. But I think for this match specifically, I think this will work really well for SOS Villains, because you have that you have the ledges for both the Carbon and the Luna Blaster. You have the ramp that the Heavy can take over. You have the top mid section for the E-Leader. It's just like, if you're Wilt Bam, you gotta find a way to deal with it. Like, that's the best advice I could have.
Backlines. We need some specials to be used on these backlines. No swap. Wow, if it ain't broke, don't fix. Interesting. Now we're doing double backline. We got a pencil from Sfeel and a heavy from Proto, and I think that's the only change was the heavy from Proto. So 2 backlines. Let's see it. We got 4 backlines in a single game. I don't think I've ever seen this in commentating history. At least mine.
I mean, yes, it's definitely very, very rare, but so far, SOS Villains kind of know the comp better, in a sense, as they're able to get a quick 2, maybe 3 down on Zwag. There it is. 3 down instantly. Bonk is on the court. They don't have a clam just yet, but they're going to build one really quickly here. But can Ryu get it in is the question, because the 52 is going to be there to at least stop it for a little bit, but not for very long here. As SOS Villains, they are able to score. Sky with the Kraken, getting one, looking for even more. Proto forced to back away. They're going to go down and not make it out. So SOS Villains, they are able to get a couple more clams in, but not a whole lot else to score with. But even after all that, they're still in court with the Luna Blaster all the way up there, getting, I believe, only 1, but they're just able to keep up the pressure consistently with this aggressive Carbon and Luna Blaster combo.
Yeah, and honestly, Baby Puncher is going crazy on the Luna Blaster tonight. Just don't laugh. It's just a name. It's just a name. I don't know what you're laughing about. It looks like Wilt Bam is taking this opportunity to push forward, though. They were able to get them out of their base, out of their plat here, and honestly, pushing them. If I were them, I'd be taking mid as fast as possible, honestly.
I mean, I think that's what they're trying to do here. You see 52 able to get a kill on the Luna, looking for even more bonk, just rolling around. They're gonna go down here, so Wilt Bam possibly a chance to go in, but they have 2-0. They had 3 special, now they only have 2 to work with here, and they're gonna see the Luna going in, able to get another one here. Spheo, kind of the last line of defense against this Luna Blaster here. Slim Shady gonna go down, and that is gonna be, once again, SOS Villains they're just being really good. I don't know what to say. Like this, they know how to play double backline. I think Wilt Bam tried to counterpick them with heavy. It's just the 2 backlines is just a thing SOS Villains is just really good at using. And see right now, 3 down. Proto forced it back away from the Kraken here, able to get not quite able to get the pick, but while that distraction was happening, guess what you see? The score is up. The basket's open, and SOS Villains possibly scoring even more points.
Yeah, honestly, they didn't get that many. So, like, seeing they only went 7 down. I mean, what, the penalty was 10, right?
Yeah.
So, I think that, did they only get a ball in?
I mean, it doesn't even matter.
They got another one. I mean, it does that because they got another one in. But, honestly, with 2 minutes left on the board, if I'm Wilt Bam here, I'd be getting my specials out as fast as I can. Especially with the chance to potentially have 2 freebie clams here. I would take advantage of that if they can come and grab that one.
Yeah,
but honestly, with 27 ticks left, I don't know, Topic. It's not looking great for Wilt Bam over here.
I mean, yeah, it's not, because every time they try to get something going, it's either Bonk is in the backlines, or Sky's getting a snipe, or the Luna is just being a Luna Blaster, and it's just everything is kind of coalescing for SOS Villains. Like, you see right there, a great snipe from Sky on the 52. Amazing. Yeah, it was amazing, and it's keeping Wilt Bam at bay, and it has for the last 4 minutes. They barely been to mid. I don't think they've been to SOS Villains ramp this entire time. So it's just really smart. It's just really aggressive gameplay. It feels like it's like half hyperdive, and it's working somehow with 2 backlines.
I mean, yeah, but also we gotta give it up for Wilt Bam for not just getting absolutely swept here. They're still holding out with 45 seconds on the board. They're not going crazy, but they're still in it. And that's saying something.
Ooh, but I don't know if it's gonna be for long, as they are 2 clams away from getting knocked out, and I think Sky has the 2. Can they get in against Feel? They are going to, and SOS Villains continuing their reign of villainy with a not only very dominant game number 3, but a very interesting way to get a 3-0 with 3 very dominant wins, because they did not. Okay, that's how I can put it. They did not let Wilt Bam play the game.
No, they
really didn't.
And it looks like for our SOS 220 finals, we are going to have SOS Villains versus Pounds.
We'll see, because they're currently on game number 4, so there is a possibility that WIT CHECK brings.
I know how to count.
I don't doubt that, but there is.
I know how to count.
To each their own. Yeah, I don't. This might be. We might see Pounds versus SOS Villains, but like I said, you never know. WIT CHECK may be able to bring this back, because we saw they did really well against Megatron.
They 2-0'd Megatron. Yeah, I was gonna say they did do that.
So it's just, can they bring this back? I think they can, but the games have to be played.
By the way, I would like to say, just sneak this in. I would like to talk to you guys about the LAN Championship Showdown, which it's returning this year. We got it. Love to see it. Keep an eye out on the socials. Splatoon tourney. We love to see it. They stream your Ludi tonight. So if you know who they are, go check it out. I believe we're already a fourth of the way through. We've got 3 victories, right?
I think we have,
if I recall correctly.
I want to say it's either 3 or 4, but I know that
I'm gonna go
Chai Shoals is this Saturday, which is very fun.
It is, yes.
Anarchy Nova is next Saturday. And then Big Dapple and H-Town Splashdown are on the same weekend in April 11th. So it's those two, and then Don't Flounder is the week after. Don't Flounder is the week after. So it's Big Dapple, H-Town on the 11th, and then Don't Flounder on the 18th.
So if you're in the area, be there. You don't want to miss it. We love lands.
I think you love lands. Go to your local land. Support your local land.
Absolutely. Also, I would like to say we do have a video here for the Splatoon. Is it for the Splatoon World Series?
Yes, it is.
Let's check it out right now. So as you can see, we will be having the Splat World Series starting the season reveal March 21st in 3 days.
In 3 days.
And where is that going to be at? Where is that announcement going to be?
It's going to be on social media, I believe.
Well, with that, keep an eye out for this announcement. And with that, we are going to be heading into our grand finals. Give us just a second, and we will be right back with some more Swim or Sink. Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Swim or Wait. I almost said wait. Yeah, Swimmer. Swimmer Sync 220. I am here with topic for grand finals. I did it. I thought it was gonna be pounds, but I was wrong because I didn't know how to count. We have SOS Villains versus WIT CHECK. Honestly, hey, the both of the winners of our last two sets that we watched. That we love to see it. We love a good storyline. What do we think here, topic?
Double backline. I'm just
double black line. Double black line.
I'm gonna see it. Listen, if SOS Villains can win with double backline, that proves everyone wrong that says you can't run double backline and win games. Cause yeah, proof right here.
Double backline. Well, let's see how it works for them, and let's see how WIT CHECK reacts. Up first, Splat Zone's Robo Ramen. I'm a big fan of Robo Ramen.
Yeah,
I don't know how I feel about Zones Robo Ramen. I don't hate it. I don't love it. I'm like, it's there, you know.
Yeah, and I think for WIT CHECK, because remember in the first set that we watched, they did run a they ran a Explo for Zones Mahi, so I wouldn't be surprised if that stays. They ran 96, they ran Stamper, 96 Stamper and 96 Stamper, NZAP and Explo, so I wouldn't be surprised if they run that again because it is Zones, but I don't know. I'm still caught up on the double backline from SOS Villains because this map, this map, if the leader gets on glass or on snipe and is allowed to stay there, that's GG's. But we're gonna see as we get into game number one of our final set, bringing out very interesting comp. 96-52 comments, I believe, Brush and Mini. No cooler for WIT CHECK, so they're relying purely on their fighting potential, and almost immediately two are going to go down on either side.
What am I looking at, and why is it working? WIT CHECK immediately taking zone and pushing directly into SOS Villains base after seeing what an amazing job the Villains did last game. But we also need to remember, didn't WIT CHECK go 2-0 against Megatron?
Yes.
So we're seeing two teams that didn't drop a single match during their last sets. So, and if I can check real quick as we're watching, if you want to take over for a sec.
Yeah, we're gonna see that Bong is gonna try and go in with this Zipcaster, but I think it's just this power, this killing power of both 96 plus 52 is gonna work out very well for WIT CHECK, and it's still gonna work. They're still gonna have control of the zone. You see the Luna trying to go for a flank, able to get one, but only able to get a trade out of it, so this may be opportunity that SOS Villains needs to, with 3 members down on WIT CHECK. It is gonna work out for the moment, able to get control of the zone. But here's the problem for WIT CHECK. If the heavy plus leader is able to get set up, if they're able to get onto anywhere close to enemy side, that will be GG's here. The back coming out is gonna cap the zone, cracking the zone, just ignoring each other, going for the backlines on the either side. And it looks like WIT CHECK will be the victors of that, as Bonk is gonna go down while in Zipcaster. So WIT CHECK did stabilize really well here, and they're able to push SOS Villains back once again.
Fun fact, WIT CHECK only lost one match their entire SOS, one game their entire SOS run, while as SOS Villains didn't go down a single game, actually. So we're seeing 2 almost perfect runs, and the one team that dropped one game is currently. So this is going to be a wonderful finale here for SOS 220.
Yeah, you can say that indeed. And you see a flank from K on the Brush, able to get one, looking for a second, is able to get 2 to help out their team. Kraken in the front lines, you just looking for someone. I'm sorry for yours. That's gonna be it. And unfortunately for SOS Villains, you see WIT CHECK just once again getting in and getting control of the zone. But I feel like a big problem for them, speaking, is they're not able to get past ramp, which is very hard against a Luna plus that heavy. So getting past that is be very hard to kind of truly lock out the enemy team, because since they're not able to do that, the rest or SOS Villains is just able to kind of push forward at least a little bit here, but they're gonna have to kind of force a fight here as they're able to get this zone like nothing. That was impressive, honestly.
Really impressive, and honestly, SOS Villains can this could be their time to shine. Honestly, they don't have a huge penalty as they're about to break through it now. So all they have to do is keep WIT CHECK back. That's all they got to do for the next 50 seconds. They got this.
I mean, yeah, that's a really good start. 2 members down. You see Bonk there. It's going to get another one. You see Ryu going in. There's the wipeout. Very dangerous spot. Sky is set up. Ryu set up. The team of SOS Villains is going to be all set up on the snipe. You see the Kraken coming out to try at least force a fight, force a way forward, but Bonk's going to be underneath the spawn area. Is going to not quite get a pick there, but even through all of that, SOS Villains is able to hold on, able to fight back, and able to win the game. And like I said, once that wipeout happened, once they got their advantage, SOS Villains, they took that and ran with it. As once that wipeout happened, they pushed straight through the ramp area, straight onto snipe, and just locked out for like the last 50 ticks of the game.
Also, real quick, one of the TOs did just reach out to me. I read wrong again. Classic slat. WIT CHECK actually has dropped 3 games. They almost lost semis. They reverse swept to save their run. So, honestly, kind of the underdogs here, and they were doing really good at the beginning.
Yeah, and I think, like I said, what happened is they did have really good pushes. They got down to 9 points remaining. It was just they lost 1 fight, and with the comp that, well, I think it was combination of the comp that SOS Villains had plus the map itself being kind of favored towards kind of locking out the enemy team.
Yeah,
it's just that's what's kind of gonna happen. But we're gonna go to a bit more of a wide open map as we go to game number 2, Clan Blitz Museum de Alfonsino.
I love a good museum game, especially Clan Blitz. I love the 2 ways in. You got the riskier one with the block you got to jump on, or you just got the simple ramp with the spinner that you can use for cover. Honestly, pretty solid map. Take mid, push into base, score points. Easy job. Very go map.
Yeah, and I think that's going to be a little bit helpful to SOS Villains because they have leaders set up on mid, the mid spinner, and just snipe like they're shooting fish in a barrel. Be very, very helpful for them. But we're going to see what WIT CHECK brings out. Yeah, no changes. They like what they have. They played well game number 1, so I think
absolutely.
A couple of adjustments here and there to kind of not lose these early fights is going to be very helpful here. But as soon as I say that, Luna able to get a pick off, and the rest of SOS Villains is going to kind of combo off of that to just take mid and try to go up this ramp, which is a very, very big choke point for this map.
Yeah, absolutely. And they already have 13 clams, and they just got a pick. All they really got to do here is get the picks they need and just push in. And it looks like they're doing exactly just that. SOS Villains taking no time to just get in and throw a ball in.
Yeah,
even though they went 3 down.
Yeah, they went 3 down. They threw a ball in. Nice snipe by Sky there. But any follow-up is possibly not going to happen. Yeah, no follow-up from SOS Villains. So even though you are able to get a score, you just gave the enemy team 20 points to work with if they're able to get in here. But the question is, can they get in? Because ever since like that first interaction, that first like minute of the game, it's just been SOS Villains has had mid and they just had control of the map and paint. So it's been very, very hard for WIT CHECK to kind of push forward because like you see right there, that leader is getting a lot of really crucial picks and keeping WIT CHECK kind of in check basically.
Yeah, basically keeping them at bay, stopping them from taking mid like they really need to do in order to get into SOS Villains base. As you can see, the stamp got thrown at the E leader, taking out, and Tiramisu here is pushing forward with the vac. Honestly, this could be a good chance to get a ball in here and maybe even take the lead. Since SOS Villains only got 1 ball in, honestly, a really good chance.
It's a good chance, but they're not going to get it as Tiramisu's gonna go down as well. A bit of a scramble there, trying to get that ball, not quite able to get it in. So SOS Villains not bending under the pressure, not allowing them to score here. Maybe an opportunity for themselves to get in and get a couple of points on the board. Bonk going way far in the back lines, 4-1, able to get Tama cross down, not able to get anything else, but that just keeps WIT CHECK on their feet. I think that's the whole game plan up SOS SOS Villains is keep WIT CHECK kind of contained, so you can allow Sky and Ryu to just kind of pick them off from the back lines, be a distraction for Bonk and the Luna Blaster to go in and to get these picks here. As so far, WIT CHECK, they've got into the enemy plat. It's just when it comes to scoring, they've been just they've been held back by those two backliners.
Yeah, absolutely. And we see K coming with the Kraken here. He does get a pick. Let's see if they get another. Well, maybe. They are 2 down. So this honestly is a good chance for WIT CHECK to go in. They are 3 down, but they do have a ball, and they could have 2. This is the perfect time to push for them.
Yeah, you can say that again. You see Tama getting a nice double kill. Bonk going in. They're going to go down. That's lead. The ball is going to fall off the plat. This is going to be protected by the Luna as well. So what looked like a 50-point or like a 40-point push was only 20 points for WIT CHECK. K just sharking, biding their time. Going to be forced to jump back or back away. So SOS Villains, they kind of saved themselves. That's way I could put it. That ball dropping just gave WIT CHECK less points and less opportunity to score here, and in fact it gave SOS Villains an opportunity to get in and get on the plat and get points of their own going.
Yeah, honestly, they're doing a really great job at pushing their way into the plat, into WIT CHECK's plat when they need to, and they're doing a good job at keeping WIT CHECK from pushing into their own.
Yeah, they're doing a very good job indeed. About less than a minute and a half to go less in this game. SOS Villains, they do have to push though. Like, they can play it really defensive, but they have to get points on the board. They're not in the lead, and if you're WIT CHECK, just kind of keep doing what you're doing, honestly. Like, you're not going down just for nothing. You're at least getting trades out of it, which is very, very big. You see a Kraken coming in from K, just taking some space, getting a kill on Sky, maybe 2. There's the second one, and a third. There's the third. So WIT CHECK, an opportunity to get more points on the board here. The Luna Blaster not quite able to stop the ball from going in. They're gonna go down instead, and WIT CHECK, more points, just laying it on. Tiramisu gonna get sniped out of that VAC. That's gonna be very, very helpful for SOS Villains here. Tomacross and the 52 are gonna be down there and able to at least stall a little bit, but not able to get any more points on the board. So SOS Villains, 20 seconds remain in this game. They have the 2 power clams to work with. They can definitely get the lead back here instantly.
Yeah, absolutely. All they got to do is get these 2 balls in and just a couple clams, but they immediately go 2 down as WIT CHECK immediately takes mid, and with 5 seconds left on the board topic, it's not looking good, as it looks like this game is going to go into overtime.
Yeah, it's gonna go into overtime, but how long will that last? It's just Sky just kind of get a pick here on the 52. It's not gonna work out. 2 more balls in the basket, and that will do it with WIT CHECK fighting back really, really well here. They didn't get overwhelmed. I think they did a really good job of keeping SOS Villains at bay. They didn't really let them score. They scored, what, 1 time? And they just
only scored the once, yeah.
Yeah, they scored the once. I think the goal, or what really worked for them, was they didn't let Bonk or the Luna Blaster kind of go crazy and give give them too much space. It felt like while they were, a little bit a little bit cautious of Sky on the leader, they just kept eyes on the 2 frontliners to make sure that they just didn't run around freely.
And it worked in their favor. I mean, if they can keep this up, they could take the game and the win here. The games and the win here. I mean, they are the underdogs. WIT CHECK. I don't. I'm excited to see where this game goes. These games go. Up next, tower control ink plot. I'm a big fan of ink plot personally. I love a good tower control ink plot. How about you?
Yeah. It's good. I like it. I think it's definitely, of course, a classic of Splatoon 3. And I think that it does kind of, I don't know. It's weird because I think it's very, I don't think balance is the word. A lot of different weapon ranges can work really well on this map, right? And I think specifically for SOS villains. I think, of course, this map is good for leader because you can sit on the clamps, sit on bats, sit on the stacks to kind of get snipes off. It's good for both Carbon and Luna Blaster. You can sit underneath the ledges, sit underneath the bats, and get a couple picks there. It's good for heavy because you just kind of have a lot of paint to work with. And also for WIT CHECK, it's pretty good for them as well. Like I said, those ledges can be taken advantage of by both the 52 and the Octobrush. Vac is Vac, and you have Mini as well, which is a very mobile weapon. You can build up your hammer really fast, so I think it's a very balanced map for both teams, honestly.
Yeah, if you have like the leader or the heavy set up on plat, one of those short range can just sneak in and sneak under and just take them out. Honestly, it could work for either team here.
Yeah, but I think at least for now, I think WIT CHECK has a little bit of momentum on their side because they did just take a game off the #1 seed. But we're gonna see if they're able to continue that as we go to game number 3. Sky switching over to the Splatling, the heavy deco Splatling. Hold on, wait, double Splatling for SOS villains. That's a lot of paint. That's a lot of paint.
That's a lot of paint. Apparently they want a little bit more paint for their front lines to do some damage to WIT CHECK, and it's honestly starting off pretty good in the first 15 seconds of this match. We have SOS villains pushing towards the first checkpoint. They already got WIT CHECK 2 down, and they're pushing into their bats. We got the Octopus heading in. We got the Mini heading in. Bonk takes him out. Honestly, first checkpoint already down. The double heavy might be the play here.
I mean, yeah, it's more aggressive than leader, so you can push up a lot quicker. Here you see they're on the second checkpoint. Bats is cleared. It's just a 52 forcing the Kraken out from Sky, but it's not gonna matter. They're gonna sit on tower, get to the second checkpoint, and just keep it rolling towards that third one. Bats, you see one's gonna be up there, but it's not gonna matter as they're still gonna keep it running. Sky gonna stay alive, get the pick as well. That's the third checkpoint. It's 1v4, kind of dive in towards that tower. It's not going to matter, and the villainy, heinous actions here from SOS villains with the double heavy. Just the map was always yellow. There was not a speck of purple that entire time because they just painted everything everywhere all at once.
They got 95% of the way through the checkpoints before the first minute was even up. As you can see, 4:05 on the clock here is 4:03 when they reach the checkpoint. For like around 3:58 when they break it. Insane. What a quick game.
I mean, that's just a gut punch for WIT CHECK, is it not? Like, imagine that you just played your heart out with game number 2 to barely not let them score, and then they say, all right, bet. They just dropped the the leaders and deal with it. Now they have 2 Gatling guns like a heavy from TF2 and said, hey, if you can't deal with all this paint, all this damage coming out, you don't win the game. And that's exactly what happened. They allowed our Bonk and the Luna were able to just run around kind of freely because they knew they had the support from at least one heavy. They had 1 heavy per frontliner. That's a lot of paint for a frontliner, and it just worked out really well in their favor.
Oh, absolutely. And honestly, they might run it again for this potentially may be our last game. Clam Blitz on Barnacle and Dime. Can we get some barnacles in chat? I know this isn't Ludi tonight, but can we get some barnacles in chat for our Barnacle and Dime? We do love Barnacle and Dime. I agree. It's another one of those maps where you take plat, you take mid, you take their plat, and then you get then you go, and then you go back, and then back and forth. That's basically it. Next question.
I don't think SOS Phones changes, honestly. Like, I think after that game, like,
no, absolutely not.
Like E-Leader may be decent on this map, but like you can't argue with results. Like, that was a very, very dominant game number 3. But for game 4, our potential final game of this tourney, sticking. Okay, they're trolling. What do you mean? What do you mean they're going the Neo Clash Blaster? I mean, it's chip damage. It's chumps. I have no words because what
Crazy.
That's crazy work. That's crazy work.
A crazy choice from the side of SOS Villains. Really, truly living up to their name by pulling out that Clash Blaster. Pretty even footing here. Although WIT CHECK does have a majority of the balls, and they do of the clans, and they did make their first ball. They're honestly about to push into the plat here. They have a good chance to do something here. Also, I did notice they did change one of the heavies. They have 2 V heavies now.
No, it's V heavy heavy deco.
No, what? I blinked. Yeah. I swear a second ago it wasn't deco.
It's deco.
I promise.
It is in fact the deco, and SOS Villains did a great job of shutting down that potential push from WIT CHECK and going in for themselves. 2 members down, looking for even more tiramisu, playing goalkeeper at the very least. The Clash Splash is going to go down as well, so this may be what SOS Villains needs to score the first point of the game.
We see Bonk getting in here, getting 2 picks immediately. Just waiting, biding their time to just jump in and get that ball in. As we see the heavy pushing forward, we get the ball in. Can we get more than 80 points? Can we get a clam in? We get a clam in. Congratulations, they broke the curse. They no longer just have 80 points. We are 62, 50 down, 40 and counting. Oh, they're just getting clams in now, are we? As they go 3 down.
Oh my god, SOS Villains just keeping up the pressure. 38 points in this game. The Clash is still in. They got a trade out of it as well, so no vac for WIT CHECK is going to be very, very crucial for SOS Villains. So you see just a lot of bullets. K going to be popping out, getting 1, getting 2. Maybe what they need for WIT CHECK to go in here with the Kraken as well, looking possibly for Bonk here by this pillow, just sharking around, not allowing themselves to get caught out. They're going to work going back to mid, getting 1, going for a flank on Tiramisu. They're not quite going to get it just yet, forced to back away, but the Clash Blaster, the weapon you never expect, just holding plat and flanking somehow, some way, staying alive. They're going to get a trade out of it. What? They got a trade out of it for the Clash Blaster, giving enough space for SOS Villains to go forward. 3 down, just K left, forced to just hide and wait. They're going to go down as well. And SOS Villains, like we've been saying, living up to their names with how villainous their comp is.
Oh, absolutely vile. As they get another ball in, knocking it down to 29. Currently 2 down on both sides. WIT CHECK is going to take this opportunity to get SOS the heck out of their base. And they're going to take this opportunity to also take mid. I mean, they've got 2 minutes left on the board. This game is still winnable. They just have a lot they have to do. And fast.
I mean, yeah, the game is still winnable, but can they win is the question. They need to win these fights. They have to win. They have to go through 2 Splatlings, which is, it's hard to go past 1, but a second one, that is definitely a challenge here. You see the 52 trying to stay alive and fight in the street, forced to jump away, and we're 90 seconds left in this game, and so far SOS Villains have been in complete control. It feels like mid has not been purple one time at all. It has been completely yellow since the game started, since word go, and WIT CHECK has been trying to just find their way in, trying to find a way through this double Splatling comp, which is surprisingly not surprisingly, keeping up so much paint against them. You see Sky staying alive and just kind of face taking that Kraken and forcing it to back away, and SOS Villains a minute in the game, and they are not looking to let go at all.
No, I do want to quickly mention, did you say purple?
I said, yeah, it's purple.
Okay. As you can see, Bonk hanging out in an alley here. I am judging you slightly, by the way.
Okay.
Yeah. That's blue.
It's purple. It's purple, but enough for that. As we see the Clash Blaster getting a double kill just to twist the knife a little bit further here. And SOS Villains, look at this map, just completely yellow with the Clash Blaster looking to score. No, they know they aren't apparently, and Bonk's gonna score. 13 seconds remaining. SOS Villains just having fun at this point, getting a basically a wipeout as well. 6 seconds. Ryu with a couple more clams in, and I believe that's all she's going to write. And if you can believe it, only in North America can a Clash Blaster double heavy win SOS. You see them celebrating. There's only one to go, and I believe WIT CHECK is also. Yeah, you see them also celebrating as well before getting a pick as well to end it off. And I don't. What do you want? They won.
They did it. SOS Villains are your SOS 220 champions. Congratulations. I
mean, like, what do you want me to say? Like, they ran E-Leader. They ran E-Leader heavy, and they lost the game. They went E-Leader, they went double heavy, okay, and then they went Clash Blaster.
That was a choice, yeah.
And it worked.
It did?
It did. It worked. I don't know how I feel about it, but it worked.
Up next, we're gonna see all the people in low divs playing two heavies and a Clash Blaster.
Please don't. Actually, no, please do. It'd be fun to farm. Please do.
It'd be really funny to watch.
It'd be hilarious.
But I think with that, we are going to wrap up SOS 220. I am Slat, and I have been joined here by Topic. Topic, where can the lovely people find you?
Yeah, you can find me over at Topical2 on Blue Sky, at Topic_2 on Discord, and you can find me in person at A-Nova, Anarchy Nova #3. So if you're in the DMV area, DC, Maryland, Virginia, please come to A-Nova #3. It is our LAN championship qualifier. It'd be really, really fun. On top of that, I want to shout out another couple LANs. I want to shout out Big Dapple happening on April 11th on the LAN I will be at.
Yo!
We'll shout out Don't Flounder at the Function. The next weekend, I believe it is the 18th of April, also a LAN championship qualifier. So if you're in the New York area for Big Dapple, if you're in the North Carolina area for Don't Flounder, please support your local LANs because they will be very, very fun. And possibly you could be in the LAN championship, the LAN championships. That'd be really cool. But
you can win it all.
You can win it all.
You can win it all.
Where can people find you?
You can find me over on Blue Sky at sletica.bluesky.social. Also on YouTube at youtube.com/@sletica. Haven't made content there in a while, but I'm trying to come back very soon. Same with coming back over to twitch.tv/sletica, where I'm thinking May-ish is when I'm going to get back to regular streaming, because that is when I'm moving and we'll have better internet. So back to some more lovely Splatoon content. But you can also, last but certainly not least, catch me over on Ludi tonight, where I'll be streaming, commentating our lovely Ludi games. I won't, unfortunately, be going to any LANs until Riptide, but go support your LANs if you can. And I think that's all from us. A shout out to our streamers, our people behind the scenes who...
Shout out Justin.
Shout out Justin, who hung out during the patch update. Shout out Justin. Shout out all the people working hard behind the scenes, making this boat run. We cannot do it without you. And I think that's it. Let's get out of here.
Yeah, have a good night, everyone. We will see you not next week, because that is the last week of the month, but we'll see you in the first week on April 1st of April. So, see y'all on April Fool's Day.
Go say hi to Vic. Go say hi to Vic. Alrighty, everybody. We're gonna go raid Vic Vion. Thanks again, and I think
goodbye.
See you next SOS.